Welcome to the Exponential here on Thursday Night Football as the Denver Broncos get set in a bit of a revenge game for Sean Payton. Gotta say, we do love those against the New Orleans Saints, the team he coached for more than 20 years. I think it was more than 20 years. Maybe we have a resident Saints fan in the house to tell us the exact numbers, but it's definitely going to be interesting for more than one reason. We have one of the top defenses in the entire National Football League coming in on one side with the Denver Broncos. However, they're missing their one star on defense, their biggest star, Patrick Surtain II. He's been an important cornerstone on this Broncos team, and they're going to be missing him quite a bit heading into this one. And on the other side, who the Saints missing? They're without quarterback Derek Carr, backup quarterback, makeshift tight end / wide receiver, fullback, running back Taysom Hill, wide receivers Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. I keep thinking Khalil Shakir. They basically do the same thing on their selective teams. On defense, they're missing Pete Werner and Colin Saunders. Who had that big pick in the Kansas City game, down in the live section. And they're also missing offensive lineman Cesar Ruiz on their offensive line. The Saints are banged up, to say the least. But it wasn't all bad last week without some of these star players. I mean, regardless of how much they allowed on defense, the offense did not look quite half bad. I mean, Spencer Rattler, 243 yards and above 50% completion percentage. He did not have a bad game for a first start. I mean, he had a pair of welcome to the NFL moments against that tough Tampa Bay defense. And of course, their running game failed to get going for most of the game in that one. And their defense did allow 51 points. If they're going to want to win this one against Denver, well, they need to be able to stop the offense, this less than explosive offense on Denver. Really, the key to determining whether there's a bad defense is if you play the Broncos and they score more than 20 points on you. So far, that has only happened 3 times this year, once in week 1 against Seattle, and even then it wasn't a particularly impressive performance. Then they thrashed the Bucs, which is mostly a defensive thing. And they scored 26 on them, and somehow the Bucs just looked dysfunctional in that game. And then they scored 34 points on Las Vegas, pretty much proving that they're the worst team out of the two in the AFC West. Notice how I didn't say the best of the two, because neither of them are the best. That falls completely to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos have a tough way to go if they want to make the playoffs, though. They have a really easy schedule, honestly. I was looking at them like next game they have Carolina. It's a pretty easy win. But then things get tough. They have 3 back-to-back games against teams with an above 500 record. For that matter, teams with more than 4 wins under their belt. They start on November 3rd against Baltimore, before shipping off the next week against Kansas City. The next week after that, they host the Falcons. So back-to-back road games against both the Ravens and the Chiefs. Not as easy as it could go. But then things start to lighten up. They have 5 games against teams who haven't capped 4 wins. In fact, they only have 1 more game after the fact against a team with more than 4 wins to start the year, and that's just Kansas City again in their TBD flex game in the last game of the year. The Broncos kind of have it a bit easy heading into this one. But of course, all that doesn't snatch the spotlight here in New Orleans. It's mostly the battle between Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler. Obviously, that's the battle going on here, not the fact that Peyton Manning is in the house, I believe. I think I saw him earlier, but that's not who I meant to say. Sean Payton, that's what I meant to say, is going back to New Orleans to take on his old team. And guess who else is in the house? None other than his old franchise QB, getting inducted into the New Orleans Saints Ring of Honor. It's Drew Brees. It's just a battle of 2006 out here. I don't know what's going on. It's just ancient times are coming into the present, and it's all messed up. Hello. It's really a messed up kind of game. We got the rookies facing off, Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler. I mean, if you even look on the screen right now as they do their TNF intro, they don't even mention the quarterbacks or even the offensive players. They mentioned Cam Jordan headlining the New Orleans Saints and Sean Payton headlining the Broncos. They don't even bother to mention the 2-star quarterbacks on this one. Bo Nix has had an impressive last 2 games. The first 3 games of the year, he had no touchdowns through the air. In the last 2, he's had 5. I mean, that's pretty good for 2 games. Spencer Rattler threw his first NFL touchdown last week in his first ever NFL start. He didn't have a bad one. This one could be interesting, but then the question for me really shows up as, who is Spencer Rattler throwing to? The answer, nothing. He has no one to throw to in this game. Chris Olave's out. Rashid Shaheed's on injured reserve. All he has is out of the running back room. He's got Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams, maybe even as a threat. But other than that, his best wide receiver is probably very close between Equinemius St. Brown. Anyone remember him? He's Amon-Ra's younger brother. Guess the name's running the family. And then, of course, the former Dolphin who did absolutely nothing with his time, but somehow managed to keep the 3rd spot for over 3 years. It's Cedric Wilson Jr., the tight end position. He's got a couple of decent tight ends, Foster Moreau and Juwan Johnson, but nothing to particularly catch your eye. It's not been a great week for the Saints. They lost quite a bit. They lost Rashid Shaheed out for the year. Cesar Ruiz, Taysom Hill, Pete Werner, Chris Olave, Derek Carr, they're all out for this one. There's not a single of their solid players playing in this game for New Orleans. No offense to the Saints. They're a decent team. But honestly, I'm picking the Broncos to win this one. Sean Payton's going to tell them this is my house. It always has been. The home of the Super Bowl this year, Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. I keep dropping my pen. I should just put it down. But it's been a host of several famous Super Bowls in the past. If I'm not mistaken, this is where the great blackout happened during the Super Bowl, which then prompted a major comeback. But speaking of comebacks, the Saints uniforms are making a bit of a comeback as they head to their throwback uniforms. Black tops, I guess yellowish gold bottoms, and the kick is underway from New Orleans. Denver is going wide out for this one. This is returnable in the new dynamic kickoff format. He'll get to about the 25. He'll cut the edge. He'll get to the 30 and will be out at the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for Bo Nix and the Denver offense. Let's take a look at this Denver offense. Nope, just Bo Nix. My bad. I can't understand. Bo Nix has started his year with a 61% completion percentage. He's thrown over 1,000 yards, not half bad, 5 touchdowns, but his touchdown interception ratio is 0. He's thrown 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, but he's also ran for 3 touchdowns. So he's been a bit of a dual threat quarterback, much to the surprise of some opposing defenses. We do have our resident Saints fan in the house. I picked the Broncos. I'm sorry. But you understand. They have no one playing in this game. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Bo Nix will start in shotgun. Nix drops back to pass. Nix will step up. Nix will just take it himself, and he'll run with absolutely no opposition, going about 15 yards to midfield without any Saints player even touching him. I mean, he saw the hole and he took it. That was just awful defense. They played man. They exploited it. That was an easy first down. Sean Payton calling the plays back in his own hometown of New Orleans. Oh, many a feeling here. In 2023 at Oregon, he had a 77% completion percentage, which is really good. He was one of the more experienced quarterbacks ever. He's shouting, kill, kill. He sees the safety up on the left side there coming for him. He'll fake it. He'll play action towards his right. He'll dump it off to whoever 16 is. That'll be Troy Franklin. I believe they were teammates. They were, in fact, teammates in Oregon. So I'm surprised I haven't heard much about their general connection over these first few games. I mean, not a huge change going from one quarterback to another, considering it's the same quarterback. Dennis Allen, he's the defensive-minded head coach. He was the defensive coordinator under Sean Payton before he took over as the New Orleans head coach. He's had an uneventful career as the Saints head coach. But he's trying his best. 2nd and 8 coming up for Denver. It'll be a delayed handoff. It'll actually be a run by Bo Nix, and he'll pull it under, and he'll go about 10 yards for another easy gain. And the Saints, considering how incredibly delayed that handoff had to have been, there had to have been some sort of miscommunication, because Bo Nix sat there for a solid 2 seconds, and he still got the first down. 1, 2, and then he runs it himself, and there's just no one covering the right side of the field. Bo Nix ran with only one blocker. That was an easy first down again. Saints defense definitely has to step something up. I mean, considering it's Dennis Allen's not calling the offensive plays, which has been basically all there's been nothing to be happy about, really. I mean, no offense to the Saints fan in the house, but Bo Nix will throw. Bo Nix has a man wide open and he missed him. Just an awful pass from Bo Nix, and that's why the Saints might actually have a chance in this game, because Bo Nix just missed his man by about 2 feet. And he was wide open too. He had absolutely no one around him. The Saints played heavy zone and they just went right in between the zone. It was a nice little eye candy at the beginning. He actually had a touchdown. If he had thrown a little deeper to Troy Franklin, he had him. That was a score probably no matter where he threw that ball. And it's like he was trying to decide, do I throw to the guy overhead or do I throw underhead? And he just kind of wavered and decided, you know what, I'm just going to throw it in between them and hope someone catches it. Play action, pressure coming for Nix. Cam Jordan on the first breakthrough, and Nix will throw on the move, and it is incomplete, heading towards Troy Franklin. Too far out of bounds for Franklin to make the comeback. I feel like I'm talking at super speed today. This isn't even the most awake I've been. Things are flowing. 12:40 remaining here in the first quarter. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Broncos. I imagine it is loud in New Orleans as the Saints fans bringing it for their former head coach. 3rd and 10 from the 41-yard line. They're not quite in field goal range, so they have a really good kicker. Play clock winding down. Nix, the blitz is coming. Nix under pressure. He throws it at the dirt. Incomplete. 4th and 10. Looks like we might be seeing either a long field goal or punt. Drew Brees. Absolutely. Drew Brees is a legend. He always will be. I'm like, is he old enough to be a Hall of Famer? I don't believe so. I don't really keep caught up with the Hall of Fame stuff. If he isn't already a Hall of Famer, he's a future Hall of Famer. He's going to be there if he's not already. He was a legend in the game. I really enjoyed watching him as well. He was just super fun to watch. I didn't get to watch him as long as I would have wanted. He was so good. He was one of the most accurate passing quarterbacks that you'll ever see. So the Broncos will punt it away, where Spencer Rattler will start his own drive, not in quite the favorable position, his own 8-yard line. 12:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Broncos drive stalls going nowhere. All right. I mean, Bo Nix looked very, very bad on that drive. He had a touchdown in 2 different places on that one play. The Saints completely blew the deep coverage, and he missed them both. Whether it was just him being indecisive or there's no way to really know on that one. That was just a really bad throw. If you are in the chat, feel free to ask some questions because why not? I mean, I'm here during a commercial break. I'll answer it. Yeah. I'm loving this correcting the grammar. Firecar, you were a writing major? No, that's fair. I probably would have done it if you hadn't. Yeah, it was a very hard to catch record, and that's fair. And I mean, no one else, unless Mahomes hits it in 10 to 20 more years, that record's not being broken. I mean, Tom Brady only was able to pass it because he had been playing just as long as Drew Brees had. Hi, Pepper, what's up? I knew you were here like first. I saw you in the waiting room. I'm like, he's early. We almost had all 3 in one place, but then Boatner disappeared just before Firecar showed up. The trio was almost here. He'll be back. He said, be right back. He has not been right back for those that don't know yet. So I took a look at the Broncos schedule a little bit earlier. So let's take a look at the Saints' upcoming schedule. They, of course, have the Broncos here. Then they play the Chargers. Not an easy one to win. Oh man, they're showing the advertisement for this week's London game. What did we do to the British? Oh yeah, I remember now. But I don't think they deserve that. Patriots, Jaguars. So bad. I'm not watching that. You tell me how it ends. Final score 28-24 because both teams are equally horrible. I'll go through the Saints restaurant a little bit later. The rest of their schedule a little bit later. Because the game's about to be back. The Saints fans in their full craziness. Spencer Rattler play action to Alvin Kamara. Rattler rolls to his left. Rattler throws an absolute dart down the field to the 40-yard line. An incredible throw to Foster Moreau across his shoulder. How about that throw? Woo. And Spencer Rattler is dishing early on that one. The Broncos tried to bring the pressure. He just rolls to the left. Moreau slips out unnoticed. Well, I mean, I don't really think it's a bold prediction, Pepper, because it's very well is going to be a good game because they're both awful. The blitz is coming, and the handoff to Kamara will go about 2 yards. I am liking how they're highlighting the blitz for me. Makes it a whole lot easier for me. Yes, he's already. It is. We are 16 minutes into the live stream, and Pepper has already set the bet. Already. You think you'll beat the Chargers? I mean, yeah. If the entirety of the Chargers team gets that same cardiac arrhythmia, you definitely have a chance. Spencer Rattler rolls to his right. Rattler throws on the run. It's almost intercepted. It should have been. Oh, and the Broncos he drops the interception. As good as that first throw was from Rattler, he basically just handed the Broncos the ball. But Denver was nice enough to give him a second chance. I know that Denver defender won't be making that mistake again. Why would he throw in triple coverage? The receiver almost caught it, if nothing else. I'm trying to be optimistic, but if nothing else. 3rd and 9 coming up from New Orleans at the same place the Broncos drive stalled. Blitz coming for Rattler. Rattler hit as he throws. He'll dump one off to number 11, who was Wilson Jr. in Miami, but I don't know if it is. Here it is. I still remember his number. Cedric Wilson Jr. will not get the first down. However, that'll be about a gain of 6 or 7 on the play. So the Saints drive stalls out at the same point the Broncos did, but not on the right side of the field. So the Saints will punt it away back to Denver. This is exactly how I pictured this game going in my head. But we're here for it. And here comes the punt from whoever the punter is. And it is going to the... Oh, wow. That fooled me. It's a touchback. Bo Nix, Pinson Valley High School in Alabama. Then he went to Auburn. I remember that. 2019 SEC Freshman of the Year. Played there for 2 years. Then he went to 2022 to 2023. Became the 2023 Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year at Oregon, where his career finally flourished. And then he was the 12th overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. I thought it was a good pick. I liked Bo Nix. I liked watching his college play, and we know what happened last time I said I liked watching someone's college play. We had Jordan Love happen. So who knows? Who knows? It's definitely not a great game. Bo Nix dumps it off to the running back. Who knows who that is, but that'll go for about 8 yards on the play. Let me double check real quickly. Bo Nix to Marvin Mims. That was Marvin Mims Jr., 7 yards. I heavily considered it, but I have travel on early Sunday morning. I can't say where, but I have travel early Sunday morning, and that's the night camp on Saturday, and which is later for me. 2nd and 3 coming up for the Broncos after the Marvin Mims 7-yard gain. Hand off to the running back, who's perfectly mediocre, but somehow gets about 10 yards on the play. That was Audric Esteem. I don't know who that is. Audric Esteem, he's the 5th round pick out of Notre Dame. I have no idea who that is. Fins up. Not commentating that game either. This game is cooking. Cooking what? No one knows. Agreed. No one. We knew it would be bacon if the Bucks were here, but it's the Saints instead. So, 1st and 10 coming up for Denver. Bo Nix, play action. He'll throw a quick throw up to the middle, to the 15, to the 46-yard line, to is someone named Vele? Who are these people? It's Devon Vele. Okay. So Devon Vele, the 7th round pick out of Utah. So I'm not even gonna say anything about the Saints defense on that one. I mean, when you allow 30 yards to a 7th rounder rookie, Bo Nix scrambles to his right. Bo Nix has to dump it off quickly to Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims will get maybe a yard or two on the play on the nice pressure. I don't know. They very well could have grabbed these guys. I was thinking more like if you're in Florida, like the Publix checkout guy, and they just saw that he looked really muscular and fast, and they're like, hey, want to play on the Broncos? And somehow they're still getting yards. I think that says more about the defense than the offense. It is who is their running back? Javonte Williams is I formation. He's the back. Javonte Williams. 2nd and 8. Handoff. Williams bounces off one. He's still on his feet, and he goes about 14 yards through traffic. And the Saints missed about 5 tackles on that one. Can't prepare. That's kind of funny. That's fair. They can't prepare for us if they do not know who we are. That's why Tom Brady was so great. 7th round pick out of Michigan. Bo Nix drops back 1st and 10. He'll dump it off to Javonte Williams again. That'll go for about 5 yards. The Saints are playing really soft defense early on in this one. They're letting them have the middle of the field. They're saying, take whatever 5 yards you want. But the problem with them playing this is that they're not making the tackle after the fact. They're getting the 5 yards and then some, because Demario Davis has been the only person so far who's been making tackles. Oh yeah? It's because they're just as bad as they were like 50 years ago. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. I like the Saints. I always have. It is a toss to, I don't know what exactly happened there, but that's a loss of 2 yards. That was Jaleel McLaughlin. Jaleel McLaughlin will hand the ball off and gets completely blown. That's what it looked like to me. Is he just kind of like, oh, I lost 2 yards. All right, we'll see it down slowed now. It's just a really good tackle. Oh yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't connect the dots as fast as you. Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking it's because it's a night game and it's probably like the only one they're gonna have. Bo Nix rolls to his right under a lot of pressure. The Saints almost get a sack, but they miss him, and Bo Nix will end up getting 3 or 4 yards. It will be 4th down, setting them up for the field goal. But they had him dead to rights in the backfield. Chase Young did. Anyone else that thinks Chase Young's been incredibly underwhelming since he's left the Commanders? I mean, could it have been that the rest of the defensive line on the Commanders was so bad that it made him look really good? Maybe he's just an average player that just looked really exceptional, because I haven't seen it since then. A 46-yard attempt coming up for Will Lutz. And the field goal kick is up, and it is drilled right down the middle. Well, you heard it here, folks. It's going to be a game of field goals, and every point matters as the Broncos lead 3-0. 5:28 remaining here in the first quarter. Points not on the board. Not very much, at least. Just going to be one of those games. I mean, surely it can't be worse than the Texans-Bears game. Surely, actual game-wise. I know we got the Grossi rate on that one, but actually game-wise, it can't be worse than Bears-Texans, right? Right? I'm scared. I don't think that's right. So if you guys don't know, this is my last live stream for a while. I'm going to be gone for almost a month. There won't be some for the next 3 weeks of football, probably. I did get this one out though, so there. This is one from one of them. This is from one of them. I'm most certainly testing them. This is gonna be my last one for a really long time. Sadly, I don't want to. You don't know what I'm doing. I haven't told you what I'm doing. There will be a video. There will be a video coming out on my other channel, which you can find in the other channel section of this channel, way at the bottom of the Exponential, right down. It's my personal channel. It's called RSquared's Monday Morning Mayhem, and there you'll find some things to keep you busy. There'll be a long video on there, probably about my guess is maybe like 20 to 40 minutes, anywhere in that span. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to work on getting it set up on this Saturday. And it should be fun if everything goes according to plan. Hopefully it'll release on Halloween because it's a Halloween video. But if not, it'll be there like early November, if not on Halloween. But it'll be a lot of fun. It's a pretty good video. The idea is good. I do not know what's happening. There's like some weird commercials. Let's go. Welcome to the mayhem. Welcome to the mayhem. Should you be? Not yet. Not yet. No, I'm going on a vacation, but I can't tell you where. I've already said that, so it's not a secret. I'm going on a vacation, but I'm not going to tell you where yet. That adds to the mystery. Well, plug it in then. What is up with you three? I'm like, just plug in your phone. Hey, you think I'm going to Miami? Okay. It's a valid guess. It makes sense. It's a fair guess. I'm not going to confirm if it's right or wrong. And we're back here at Caesars Superdome. This is returnable for New Orleans. And it'll go to about the 33-ish yard line on the return. Don't me. I know you know. Shh. Thursday Night Bell, they're currently showing their broadcasters, Kirk Herbstreit, Al Michaels. Go ahead and ignore them. Mute the TV. Come over here. Listen to me. I'm much more fun anyway. And plus, I answer live questions. Nothing can be better than that. Don't answer. Don't answer. They don't know anything. 1st and 10. There's 2 blitzers coming at New Orleans. Alvin Kamara almost blown up in the backfield. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll gain about 1, bringing up 2nd and 9. 5:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Don't ruin it. 2nd down coming up for the Saints. I forgot who was on offense for a second because it seems like nothing happens either way. 4:55 remaining here in the first quarter. Handoff to Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams has a hole, breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line after I get a 7. I was gonna say not after the 7, not after the 7-yard line. I can see everything. I can see everything, y'all. There is no secrets. Why'd you have to open your mouth, Norm? What you doing? Still, world champions 2009, Sean Payton. Spencer Rattler rolls to his right. Rattler throws a laser beam for a 1st down. That's to number 16, who is somebody. I don't know. Bub Means. Really? Bub Means? Okay. He's the rookie out of Pittsburgh from the 5th round. His name's Bub Means. I don't know what Bub means. Do you know what Bub means? I don't know what Bub means. I can't with some of these players. Where are they coming from? I just did a Saints game a few weeks ago. 1st and 10, blitz coming. Rattler doesn't see him. He's stripped. The ball's on the floor, and the Broncos have it. And assuming nothing goes wrong, the Broncos have the football. First down, Denver. Spencer Rattler just didn't see the blitz. And disaster on the second drive for New Orleans. I mean, it was a well-timed blitz. He never lost his speed, and that ball just went flying out of his hand. And I mean, the lack of effort by number 84, whoever that was. I mean, that was a strip sack. No forward motion. No, sir, that's a strip sack. That's Denver football. And so the Broncos country will let's ride on over to first down. Broncos country, let's ride. Remember him? Meanwhile, Broncos fans are over there like, we do not speak of those times. And I'm over here countering with, I thought you didn't speak about the Trevor Siemian times. And they're like, we just don't speak about the last 10 years. Since Peyton Manning left, we just don't talk about it. Which is fair. I wouldn't either. And disaster on the second drive for New Orleans, the strip sack. So Spencer Rattler has not had a bad start to this game, 3 of 4 for 49 yards. But that strip sack definitely bumped his rating down a little. So I said I was going to go over the Saints' schedule. I'll do it real quickly. They have the Chargers. I have that down as a loss. Sorry. I mean, unless they somehow get like really healthy, really fast, get Chris Olave, Derek Carr, Pete Werner, and Taysom Hill all back, along with Kaylan Sanders and Cesar Ruiz, then I don't have them beating the Chargers. They do beat the Panthers, however. They drop the Falcons again. They beat the Browns, though. A tough game against the Rams after that in the first game of December. You know what? I'll give them the win there. Give them the win against the Giants. Why not? They have them getting completely destroyed by the Commanders, and then the week after that as well by the Packers. Go Pack, go. And then I have them beating the Raiders. Why not mix it up? And then maybe winning. No, you know what? They never win against the Bucs. I have them losing against the Bucs. They used to. I have a good story about that. Best player in this game, it just started. Honestly, they're all bad. They're all bad. No one's playing particularly well. All right, wait. Let me count. All right, so you have them win against the Chargers. Wait, you have them win against the Chargers, lost to the Panthers? Really? Lost to the Panthers, Falcons, Browns, and Rams. Win against the Giants and the Commanders. Lose to the Packers. Beat the Raiders, but lose this. But you really have them you really have them losing to the Panthers? Losing to the Panthers, but beating the Commanders. No. No. If they beat, no. I'm sorry. Hey, I mean, for the record, you were the one who watched Tom Grassi. I'm sorry, Vote Nerd. Come back. The trio's incomplete without you. I mean, you're the one who was in the Grassi raid. I mean, that means you were watching a Packer. I don't even like the Packers. I'm not a Packers fan. I'm a Dolphins fan, and then past that, I'm completely impartial. So I have a story about the Saints on the next commercial break. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Broncos. 3 minutes here remaining in the first quarter. Just about. 3:03. 2nd and 5. Nick's under center. Handoff. Going, oh, wow, he actually broke a tackle and carried himself 5 yards. That was a really rough little defense there. I mean, that not very impressive at all. He just ran right through them. The Saints are really kind of iffy. Sorry, Fire Car. But this is the second time. I remember I was commentating on the Chiefs-Saints game VOD down in the live section if you want to watch the replay. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. I'll tell you what I said after this play. 3rd and inches, Bo Nix will just storm it right up the middle. That's it. I think Bo Nix would be good if he had a completely good wide receiver. Agreed. I agree. I completely agree. I think Bo Nix is a very... I've said this multiple times. Bo Nix, how can you determine he's bad? I'm like, if you're going to tell me that he's bad, I did this in an argument. I said, if you're going to tell me that he's a bad quarterback, I need you to tell me what good wide receiver he's throwing to. And the best they can come up with Courtland Sutton, and I'm like, he's a second-rate wide receiver. He can catch, but that's basically it. He's not throwing to basically anyone. He has no supportive run game. He is their run game. You're just saying that because you're on the other side. Handoff. Wow. Okay. He got about 7 yards on that one with absolutely zero resistance. That was Javonte Williams, who basically ran through 4 more guys on the way. 1:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Second and 3 coming up for the Broncos. I would be expecting a pass here if I was New Orleans. They went run the first time. I mean, a lot of coaches like to stick with what works. He's under center, but I'm expecting play action. At the same time, formation suggests otherwise. Yeah. All right. It's a run. They did not get it. They might have been like an inch short. Told you they should have passed. It was very close. They might give him the generous spot. They're going to give him the first. 1st and 10 coming up for the Broncos, driving deep into Saints territory. They're at the 40-yard line. Not too deep, but they're in Saints territory. They only have to run about 1 more play before this will take us to the end of the first quarter. They didn't get to the line very quickly, and the play clock's at 5. Bo Nix will go play action. He'll go with Courtland Sutton on the comeback route, and that'll fall incomplete. 5.25 out of 10. That's fair. I mean, it really depends. There's a flag. There is laundry for the first time. It's Land Clark in his 5th season as an NFL referee. He's reffing this one. And that'll be against New Orleans. It'll be a holding penalty, it was a Debo against Sutton on that comeback route, which is why there was... he did it. There was a little bit of... you could even go as far to say that was pass interference if that ball had been a little better placed and better timed, but yeah, he did it. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line of New Orleans. Denver, likely their last play, assuming it's a completion. It's a laser up the middle to Mims. I don't know his first name. To Mims Jr. And with 1 second left, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. The Broncos are riding into the red zone, and they lead 3-0 in a game with no offense. Ooh, what a genuinely just awful start to this game. I'm going to be honest with you, not a great start. Not thrilled. I kind of expected it, but it was the only... I did all the scheduling and stuff, but realistically, it was like the only game that I could get to commentate in time. I thought about college football. I got kind of vetoed hard by a few people. Want to know who's the worst QB? Yeah, sure, go ahead. The obvious answer is Skylar Thompson, but he's injured now, so it doesn't matter. Hey, you're talking about the Dolphins' future quarterback there, Boat. That's the Dolphins' future quarterback, according to ESPN. We don't want him. The Dolphins, we're going to trade for him. Didn't you hear all the ESPN rumors? I do not want him. For the record, I don't. I'm perfectly content with Tyreek Hill as our new quarterback. Firecar's a Saints fan. I think he's like a Saints/Jets, but more Saints. But at this point, he may have just left the Saints after these last few weeks. It's not been pretty for New Orleans. I mean, as it stands, he could be the next Sam Darnold. Bryce Young, that's true. He could be. You never know. I mean, honestly, full credit to Kevin O'Connell. I mean, I'm not going to say I called it, but I called it. I said at the beginning, I'm like, that's a good hire. I think I've said this on live before. I'm like, Kevin O'Connell, that's a nice hire. I liked the hire of Kevin O'Connell, and here it is. Coming back, and he's doing a great job. I mean, Sam Darnold is just a little more, he's just a little older. He's a little more mature. And and Kevin O'Connell's doing a really nice job. Watch the Yankees and Guardians. It's in extra innings. To do a dual commentary. This is for the series. Oh man, it's for the series. The Yanks could be heading to the big one. Who's got homers? Okay, so Judge has judged them. Giancarlo has done Giancarlo things. How about I keep an eye on it? I'll keep a close eye on it. The title says football. The title says it's football. You have a split screen of myself twice. Man, who are these weirdos? I'm messing with you. First and 10. A little bit of pressure coming from the linebacker unit. Bo Nix to the Javonte Williams. That'll go for about 5 yards. I could always change the name. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll rotate. You just have to pay attention. Pay close attention. I'm not changing the name. I don't want to touch it. I don't like messing with it. Chisholm just grounded out to second, but Dominguez just got to second. So 2 outs for the Yankees in the top 10th. No, it's the ALCS game 3. The Yankees are up 2-0. Bo Nix drops back to pass. Nix under pressure. He'll scramble to his left. Nix under pressure. He'll get about 2. Puts his shoulder down to get the extra yardage. He'll get about 3. Woo. A little bit of feistiness in this quarterback. Should make a clone machine. Yeah, just have like 2 of me right next to me. One of me is blabbering on about this boring game, and the other one's over there like, Anthony Rizzo just got intentionally walked. Men on first and second. Top 10th, 2 outs. I don't really particularly care for commentating baseball too much. I mean, I can, and I have before, but my big problem with it is that all the time to fill, it's really hard with only one person. With a partner, it's a lot easier. With one person, less so. Play action. Bo Nix drops back to pass. I'm leaning back in case I yell really loudly. Bo Nix throws. It is tipped. He would have had the touchdown, but thankfully the ball is tipped, bringing up 4th and 1. You know what? I would go here. Hence the clone, yes. There's just one of me talking about the really good baseball game. And Anthony Rizzo, is it Anthony? Yeah, Anthony Volpe. What's his name? I don't remember. His name's Volpe. Anthony, I got it right. Anthony Volpe is at bat for the Yankees. Pedro Avila is the pitcher coming in for the Guardians. 4th and 1. Bo Nix under center. They're going. I would. I mean, might as well. When you're up by 3, it's such a big lead in a game like this. Play clock winding down. They won't take the snap. They're just going to try and draw them off sides. Denver will take a timeout. Believe in the Knicks. Absolutely. We have a foul ball and a strike looking. So Volpe's on 2 strikes, 1 ball. This could very well be it for the Yankees in the top 10th. Then the Guardians will get a chance to walk off the game. Keep their hopes alive. Not very alive. I'm not quite sure who that is, honestly. Will Lutz to try and attempt the second field goal of the day, 32-yard. Field goal. Field goal is up and good. The Broncos lead 6-0 over the New Orleans Saints. That was funny. I don't know. I just made him up. Yeah. I was trying to be considerate. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. Watching the Bay. Hey, I'm commentating on both now. I might as well change the title. But the Broncos scored, and they're in commercial break. All right. Full focus on baseball. Got to get the headset on. This is important. And Volpe strikes out swinging, and out comes the middle 10th. The Yankees defense is due up, and the Guardians are coming on. Bo Naylor, Ben Rocchio, and Stephen Kwan are showing up. I don't know them, but I like the name Dan Wicks. All right. 6. Calling both games. Let's go. Oh, yeah. All right, so, since they're in the middle, since they're both technically in commercial break, let's talk a minute about my experience with the Saints. So here's the thing. I've actually been to a Saints game. It was a unique experience. Thankfully, I was wearing the right color shirt. Thankfully, I got the scarf. I had the scarf over. We draped it around like a backpack that we were bringing. So yeah, I went to a Saints game. Saints Bucks. It was in Tampa. The quarterback at the time was none other than Jameis, the interception machine, Winston, and Drew Brees. And this was a long time ago. This was not a recent development. This was a while ago. It was Drew Brees at quarterback for the Saints. And Jameis, the interception machine. Well, Winston, guess what? He threw 2 interceptions in that game. But the big thing, never mind. Like, we're terrible. You wasted your money. I'm like, 10 years ago? Oh, never mind. You must have had a blast. It was a really great game. The atmosphere was incredible. I mean, the cannons did not fire very often. The final score, it wasn't a particularly good game. I think the final score was like something along the lines of 24-13 or something like that. There was, I remember there being a pick six, or maybe it was a kickoff return. It was a long time ago. I don't quite remember, but I remember going to that game. It was a lot of fun. I really just wanted to, Raymond James Stadium is awful. It's a terrible stadium. There was just nowhere to park. I was like the beginning. We were like circling. I'm like, seriously? It's kind of like every stadium in Florida. I haven't been to Everbank. I want to. Honestly, might as well just wait for the new one at this point. But it was like, just seriously, we're still driving around this stupid stadium and there's nowhere to park. It was just like nowhere. There was just like this long, long line there. And there was just nothing. So, yeah, it was a fun game. The Saints fans were wild. You guys were kind of crazy. You can guess my age? Go ahead, I dare you. It was a long time ago. I just don't remember. And this is returnable, apparently, and it'll go for about a 30-yard gain. It's at the 30-yard line. That is, I'm actually not going to answer that. I don't really want anyone to know. I don't want anyone to know. That's the point. It's more secretive. I could be like 21. I'm not, but I could be like, good job, Pepper. You nailed it. Congratulations. Say you're 9. Say I'm 9. Say I'm 9 and I should be using a different YouTube platform called YouTube Kids. 1st and 10. There's a fumble! And he's like, no, oh my goodness. What? It's a scoop and score! Denver just scored a touchdown on a scoop and score. And it did. What? So, it was a bad snap. The running back ended up knocking the ball out of Rattler's hand. Rattler bounces it, recovers it, makes the mistake of trying to make a play out of it. And there was a penalty. The Saints saved by the laundry again. Oh my goodness. That was, neutral zone infraction on New Orleans. That was on Denver there. The Saints were almost not having a great time. 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. Man on second. Stephen Kwan's up. Regular. He's just famous for his home run hitting. What are you doing? I'm the commentator here. I'm not watching it. I'm watching the weird ESPN Gamecast. I formation. Rattler hands it off to Kamara. Play blown dead. Flag. Strike looking on a slider from Holmes towards Quan. Clay Holmes, nice choice for the reliever. And yet another neutral zone infraction. I can guess your favorite sport. Go ahead. I mean, it's not very hard. I couldn't see it. But Kwan grounded out to the pitcher. Bo Naylor to third. A single, and the Guardians walk away with it. Great job. You're so good at this, Firecar. I mean, at least you're not gambling like Pepper. You're not saying, I bet I can guess. You just said, I can guess it. Not like, I bet I can guess. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Blitz coming towards Rattler. Rattler under pressure. Rattler loads deep. Rattler, his man, completely tripped, and it is almost intercepted. Falls incomplete. I'm watching the game. I know. I already said that. David Fry's at bat for the Guardians. He's got 1 strike, 1 ball. Single will win the game. He was going for the rookie Tipton, number 84, who went really, there was a little bit of hand fighting there. I mean, Tipton really sold it real well. Oh, he touched my hand, along the lines of that, but I mean, not good acting. I see if I can come back soon. The trio is incomplete without you, even if one of them is. You don't know my name. Are you talking about me? Home run! David Fry! And that ball is out of there, and the Guardians will walk it off with a home run. So David Fry and Bo Naylor cash in 7-5. The Guardians will take game number 3, staying alive in the series. Spencer Rattler under a lot of pressure. He throws one up. That'll nowhere near his intended wide receiver. Basically just throws it out of bounds, and the Saints will be punting yet again. Well, that game's over. Nothing more to commentate on. Tell me when the Dodgers game's close. Yeah. Are you talking about me, Pepper? Am I Kyle? I mean, a good name, but I mean, it's not a bad name. If I'm being honest. Kyle, not the worst I could have done. I can pull a Kyle. They don't know my real name. You guys can just call me RSquared. It's in the name of the other one. RSquared Monday Morning Mayhem. That's my name. It's not my real name, but it's my sports name. Says the person who knows my real name. But I mean, you can keep calling me Kyle. I think I can pull off Kyle. Oh, man. See you, Bone Nerd. You're just bored of the football game. Remember, this is the last time I'm going to be around for a while, and you guys are disappearing. All right. See you, Boat Nerd. Then there was one, and Norm. They're just kind of watching off to the side. But then there was one of the trio. Just say Kyle every time. I'm going to put that in a thumbnail one time. Like, I'm going to make my own thumbnail at one point, and it's going to have, like, my name tag, and it's going to say Kyle. I mean, honestly, why not? Just kind of do that. That'll be the entire gimmick throughout the entirety of my career. My real name's Kyle. It's a secret. Don't tell me. It's Kyle. A Bo Nix play action rolls to his right. Cameron Jordan trying to stick with him. He'll just dive forward for a gain of about 4 on the play. I am going to be Kyle. You're going to call me Kyle, aren't you? Okay, Boat. I am Kyle. Nice to meet you. I don't know what a Kyle. I've never met a Kyle, but I like the lettering. It's a good name. I mean, you got a K, you got a Y, you got an L. I mean, that's very solid. Those are all very rare words. I've always liked Kyle. Solid name. Good job, Pepper. I mean, if there was a name to be called, it would be RSquared, but my real name's Kyle. And wow, okay. And Williams just completely bull rushes right down the middle for about a gain of 30. Not exactly, but he just ran right through 20 yards. My life's changed. I am now Kyle. Wow. I mean, I like my real name. It's a good name. It's kind of like, yes, it is. They don't know the reference. They can see what you're saying, Norm. Yeah, it is a little bit. That is what I thought when I first saw it. I'm like, hey, that's Kyle, because I also have done something with Kyle as someone. I did not play him necessarily. Blitz is coming for McLaughlin, and McLaughlin will get about 4 yards. I don't know. I kind of like my real name. My real name's got some nice lettering to it as well. I would say it has just about the same amount. The least dominant domination I've ever seen. Yeah. What does that mean? They just put something up that says red orb, defensive alert. I don't know what that means. 2nd and 6. Knicks under center. Play action. Heavy blitz coming. McLaughlin on the dump off. McLaughlin will get the first down to midfield. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, go Bucks. I mean, yeah, I guess I went to a Bucks game and I saw Jameis Winston throw 2 interceptions, which is what he's famous for. Honestly, I don't think Cleveland's going to be in much better situation if they convert over to the Winston, to the interception machine. I mean, one of these days, the funny thing is that I'm going to do a podcast with someone one of these days, and they're going to say my real name. You're going to be like, that's your name? You don't look like that at all. That's what's going to happen. Is going to be a broadcast? I'm like, Kyle, that's your real name, Kyle? Oh, me too. I have a great middle name. I love my middle name. It's great. My last name's also pretty good too. I mean, European people in general, no matter where, they have a lot of problems pronouncing my last name. For no reason. It's normal. It's like as you would say it, but they just cannot say it. So I liked it better when I was in the US, but that is my full name. Kyle. But they're like, Kyle. It's Kyle! The Brits. I can't be saying that around here. I'll get mauled. It's a terrible initial. Yeah. I mean, if you hyphenate my name at the end, then you could actually make my initials Kyle. If you hyphenate my name, my initials could spell Kyle. Like my initials are Kyle. Like my first name's Kyle. My middle name's like something with a Y, like Yolanda. Kyle, Yolanda. Think of like L Letterworth. But then for the E, it would be like Letterworth something or other. Lynn. All right. Lynn something. What's the E? E is... what would be the hyphenation? I'm seeing Lynn and Longbottom. Wow. Linen? You're going to like pre-soak me? I'm linen. You're going to pre-soak me. We'll go with linen. Oh, I did not realize the injury was that severe. Paulson Adebo is about to be carted off the field. My bad. We've been like joking over here, but the entire Saints team is surrounding him. So he's receiving medical attention as he's about to be carted off the field. All right, I'll start writing it in the chat so you can see my full name. Not to take away from the sad moment. So my name's Kyle Yolanda. Yolanda Linen? Yes. Okay. Linen. What's the hyphenation? We need E. We need the E for the hyphenation. You know what I would find really funny is if Pepper's real name was actually Pepper. Because then it's like, I don't need to hide my name from you. I mean, I know it's most likely not, but I just had the thought. I'm like, hi, I'm Pepper, but my real name's also Pepper, but you'll never know that because people never put their real names on YouTube, except me, obviously. Lennon Edenmore? Ew. I'm British. My name is Kyle. Well, I mean, with a name like Kyle. All right. There we have it. That's my full name. Hidden in place. Yeah, hidden in place. It's a great idea. Your name's just Pepper. Kyle, Yolanda, Lennon, Edenmore. My name. That's it. My name's Kyle. So are my initials. It's Kyle. That's my full name. This is so ridiculous. The thing is that if there's anyone that knows me that's watching this, is gonna call me Kyle next time they see me, and I'm gonna be like, no, not Kyle. I like my name. Oh yeah. Guess who's back? Back again. Welcome back, Firecar. We missed you. It's from that commercial with Dan Marino. Comes back. Guess who's back? I mean, I know it's like a good song too, but that's when I know it most popularly from. I think it was a Tostitos commercial, like the one happening right now with Julian Edelman. I'm not sponsored by Tostitos, my bad. With Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski. And they're currently advertising the London games. Have fun waking up early for that one. Oh, wait, no one is. I don't even think there's going to be people going to that game. So Paulson Adebo has very well seemed to have broken his leg. There is a big cast. A really big cast. The people taking over for him will be Alante Taylor and the rookie Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm done with this game. 1st and 10. Bo Nix drops back. Rolls to the right. Nix throws on the run. He's got a man. It's Mims. Mims down into the red zone. 1st down, Broncos. Kool-Aid McKinstry. I do know who Tyreek Hill is. Of course. I'm a Dolphins fan, Firecar. Did you see my full name, by the way? Did you see my full name, Firecar? You just missed it. My name's Kyle. My full name's Kyle Yolanda Lennon Edenmore, which my initials also happen to be Kyle. My name, that's just how I'm going to be addressed. I have to change it. That's just how it is now. I have to change the name of the channel to Kyle's Monday Morning Mayhem. Funny thing is about Monday Morning Mayhem is I used to actually post on Mondays. Now I just don't care. It used to be like Sunday's recap on Monday morning, way back when this was a youngin' of a channel. Oh, my bad. I dropped my pen again. I like this pen. I mean, it's out of ink, but I like this pen. It was a really nice blue pen, like a signature pen. I really like the pen. It's out of ink, but it's still a nice pen. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Broncos. 8:20 remaining here in this never-ending first half. Nixon shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks to pass. Throws. He's got a man. It's going to go into the 10-yard line. He's being dragged back, but forward progress will give him the 1st down. Humphrey. It was Lil Jordan. What are these names? I know him. His name is Lil Jordan Humphrey. And he is currently matched. He's matched up against Kool-Aid McKinstry. And by the way, Kool-Aid McKinstry came out of Alabama. And let me just say, there is no other place on the earth where you will find someone named Kool-Aid. Handoffs to Williams. Touchdown, Broncos. We got ourselves 6. And they're actually on 1 score. Javonte Williams cashes in for the Broncos. as Broncos country picks up a TD. The Saints defense cannot seem to come up with a stop against one of the lowest ranked offenses in the NFL. Yeah, it's not been pretty for New Orleans this one. I mean, considering how good Spencer Rattler looked in game 1, I mean, he looked sharp. He had all the swagger, but he just couldn't pull it off. He's not doing well. He's not pulling it off today. How did he break his leg? I did not see. But it just looked like a normal play. It looked like a normal play to me. And then he's just like leg in like the biggest cast ever. Like you could barely see his other leg through the cast. Just awful defense. He ran right through. Some deep analysis on this. You see that Williams simply runs through untouched, showing the complete lack of effort by the New Orleans Saints defense. I mean, I could have probably walked in and no one would have caught me. Not great. Not an impressive performance in this game. But we're here. We still have a long time left. So get cozy, get comfy. Or leave after the third quarter. Will he come back in the game? He broke his leg. He's gonna come up with crutches and just like conk Bo Nix on the head. Yeah. He's coming on the safety blitz. He does not get there. Oh man. Who could have predicted that? Kickoff, Will Lutz. This is returnable, and they will with the new dynamic kickoff. He'll get to about the 20. He's trying to make a move. He'll get to the special teams of the Broncos makes a nice tackle at the 20-yard line. Spencer Rattler will start from his own 20-yard line. So much time. I mean, it would feel like less if this were a better game. But we've been going for an hour now, and there's still a half a quarter left, which I mean makes sense time-wise, but it's such a bad game. I'm like actually done with this game, but I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna commentate on it. Rattler handoff Kamara. Kamara gets the first positive yardage it seems for the Saints all day, about 6 yards. Sean Payton and Dennis Allen were the head coach and assistant head coach for the New Orleans Saints for the longest time. Do you know? Yes, I know who Chua is. And now they're facing each other. And it's not looking like the Padawan's going to become the Jedi today. No apprentices becoming masters. If anything, the apprentice is just going to go back down to being an apprentice. Third down coming up for the Saints. It was a really bad play call. You ran it on 2nd and 6. 3rd and 3 coming up. Vance Joseph in his second season as the Broncos defensive coordinator. He's known for his aggressive blitzes. And he's done just that, aggressive blitzes throughout this game. And you see them bringing the house at Spencer Rattler here. They drop back, only rushing 4, and they'll still almost get there. Rattler will roll out, just run the ball. And he was so late on the call. I told him to run the ball before, like 5 seconds before he decided to run the ball. He won't get the first down. 4th down coming up for New Orleans. Rattler wants to stay on the field. On 4th and 1 from their own 30-yard line. How'd they get to 13? I was away for a bit. Dude. There was running back. Yes, I've been commentating on this game. The guy, Williams, Javonte Williams, ran it 7 yards in for a touchdown, untouched. Saints defense didn't even put in much of an effort. So easy. I could have scored. That was how bad the defense was. I mean, I am athletic, but not enough to go up against those guys. He just walked through. They're currently showing Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels. I mean, Al Michaels is a legend. Kirk Herbstreit's a champion, but nonetheless, turn them off. Come on over here. Listen up. Turn off them, mute them. listen over here. We got the best breakdown of commentaries, and I'm not afraid to admit that it's a bad game because I'm not getting paid. It's a bad game, folks. But luckily, we're waiting for the Dodgers-Mets game to heat up. It's still in the third inning. I'm really waiting for it to speed up a bit, like maybe 7th or 8th inning. Then I can pay attention to that one. Do I know who Kyle's? I'm Kyle, obviously. Kyle's totally my real name. Kyle Yolanda. I already forgot it. And on 4th and 1, the play gets blown up, but Juwan Johnson still gets the first down after he sends a moonshot up and lands like 2 yards away from him. And Juwan Johnson gets about 10. Nice play. 13-0. The Broncos had the lead with just above 5 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. He just like, catch it. I got it. And then, I could have probably thrown a better pass than that. It wasn't a bad pass. He got it where it needed to be, but he made his receiver work. Rattler rolls to his right, gets it to Kamara, probably the best receiver on this team today. I think you have a fake name. Oh, wow. Great job. My name's RSquared. You just have to figure out what it means. You have to dig deeper, decipher it. It's really not that hard. I am Kyle. He's like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I got the smaller. I am Kyle. Alvin Kamara gets the shovel, and he is swamped after a gain of about 2 on the play. We'll get about to midfield. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Saints. Honestly, you go for it again. If you don't get the first down here, you go for it again. Be aggressive. You already did it once. Might as well. Clint Kubiak's the offensive coordinator here in New Orleans. I found his play calling to be really good through the first 2 games, and then as he started to run out of plays to call, I guess he only wrote him up for 2 weeks, and it's been kind of lackluster since then. 3rd and 2, handoff. Spencer Rattler under pressure. Rattler will escape the pocket. He'll get a nice little gain. He's down to the 40. He's at the 30, and he'll go down at about the 22-yard line after going out of bounds. Sí, yo hablo español. 1st and 10, 3:27 remaining here in the game. I guess I shouldn't say I speak poco. I'm not fluent. I'm conversational. Spencer Rattler. Yeah, it was a nice little run. That was a smart quarterback move, dodging the pressure and just tucking it in a run. He had a lot of field. That's not it. Hey, look, it's Derek Carr. You're right. You want Derek Carr back. So, Farcar, I took your suggestion. I started a Saints season on Madden. All right, green. What about it? I started a Saints Madden season. It did not go particularly. The trades were really good. They're on timeout right now, so I'm free to tell you. So the free agency signing that I managed to get in the offseason was yet again Mike Evans. He loves me as a head coach. He just loves me. He follows me everywhere. I've gotten that trade prop like at least 4 times. So I got Mike Evans. I traded away Cesar Ruiz and a 5th-round pick, which I don't know how it worked, but I traded away Cesar Ruiz and a 5th-round pick for Trent Williams. So I had a top offensive lineman. Over there on defense, I managed to get Russell Douglas in a trade for Paulson Adebo, who just broke his leg. And I think I picked up that one. There's this one Raiders cornerback that I'm blanking on his name right now, but I picked him up in free agency. Trickery somehow manages to work, and it does not. They'll lose about 10. The Broncos had them swamped before it even started. So I did all that, right? And I scored really well in the first game. I won 23-0. Fairly. No, wait. Who did we play in week 1? No, we played the Panthers in week 1. I won 38-14. Our defense was really bad. Chuba Hubbard ran all over us. So that didn't go particularly well. Second game, I won 23-0. third game was against somebody. I'm blanking on who. I would have to pull it up, but I don't really feel like it. Oh, man, at about 5 yards before tipped in, is absolutely nailed by Moss on the tackle. So after about 5 games, I determined that if I'm going to play as the Saints, it can't be with Derek Carr, because towards the end there, during those final 3 games, I only won by like 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. So I tried to trade for a quarterback. I couldn't get anyone, so I had to end the season. I might try again, but I couldn't get a quarterback. Spencer Rattler. I tried to put in Spencer Rattler in a game, and my biggest problem with Derek Carr is that none of the wide receivers were getting open fast enough for him to dart it in. He was fairly accurate, but he threw enough interceptions in the first 2 games. He threw 2. I was kind of like, I don't really feel like pushing my luck, but he can't scramble. He can't extend plays. And I mean, I did get Trent Williams, but it wasn't long enough. I had to hold the ball forever for someone to get open. I moved to Rattler. It expanded plays a little more, but his accuracy was way too off. And ultimately, the one who ended up leading the way through 7 games, Spencer Rattler hit as he throws, almost intercepted and taken back the other way. But the Saints, oof, man, how about that little push after there? Ooh, Foster Moreau going at him. But at his 4th down, so they might just settle for the field goal. But yeah, so I did have to stop the season. Kellen Mond actually finished with the best game. It was in the very last game. We were down by 10 against Kansas City, I believe. Yeah, down by 10 against Kansas City. I benched Spencer Rattler, put in Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond then proceeded to throw for about 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Which, I mean, Kellen Mond is really weird, but I mean, whatever worked. I tried the next game, and it was like each quarterback was like finicky. It wasn't really working. So I had to quit that one. But I will start again. I'm going to try. What's my name? Go ahead. Is it Kyle? Are you guessing? Doesn't sound like you're guessing. Let us see how. My name's Greg. Why is my name Greg? What? You know someone as young as me named Greg? What? Who's Greg? Because the thing is, I know a Greg, and I know where you might be getting it from, but my name's not Greg. I'm not sure if you would have dug that deep to figure that out, but my name's not Greg. What? What? Your father, Kyle, son of Greg. No, there's not a single person that I've ever met in person named Greg. Oh, I've never read it. Never read it. Yeah, that's one that I might not live down. I never read them. I know, be shocked. I always found it very immature when I heard what Greg from State. That's not his name. His name's Jake from State Farm. Not sponsored by State Farm. Although, I mean, if there was something to be sponsored by State Farm, I'm here if you want to move up the process. That would be great. State Farm's good. I'm sure they pay a lot. All those they're from Illinois, I think. I don't even think they're illegal in Florida. The Saints kicker Blake Groupie will be attempting a 35-yard field goal attempt here after that 2-minute warning, which I didn't even know was a 2-minute warning. Blake Groupie, the kick is up, and it is good from 35. 13-3. The Broncos have a 10-point lead, but the Saints not out of it yet. Not quite yet. What is it? Just for Kicks' shortest names, NFL history. What is this? Bo Nix, Ty Al Day, Bo Nix, and Ty Law. Oh, that's smart. Hey, Bo, welcome back. So he's got one of the shortest names in NFL history. Wow. It's not a good game. It's not a good game, but we're having some nice conversations. Firecars thinks my name's Greg for some reason. I already said it's Kyle, but we've settled on Kyle. It's a great game. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I expected. So I'm not surprised in the slightest. This is returnable for Denver and their new dynamic kickoff, and it'll be returned out to about the 27-yard line. Well, Bo Nix will get to see his 2-minute drill. Bo Nix has thrown for 102 yards. He's completed 10 of 14. Considering he missed 3 of those on the opening drive, he's been nearly perfect since then. Williams has rushed 8 times for 89 yards and a touchdown. And Troy Franklin seeing a bit of that duck connection as he's the leading receiver for the Broncos. He's like, I need a vacation. I'm glad I'm taking one. I need one. 1st and 10 from the 28. Bo Nix will dump it off to. That's probably. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the cold. I mean, the arm there. Get out of my way. Wow. Williams is like, get off my lawn, Sonny. He just chucks him aside. That was awful missed tackle. New kickoff set. I agree. I mean, Roger Goodell's like, it's working perfectly. It's doing a fantastic job. And I'm like, no, it's not. Mostly what I've been thinking is like, no, it's not. You're an idiot. I mean, it's not working. There's a heavy blitz coming from New Orleans. They bring 6. Nix throws over the middle and is dropped. I'm telling you, he's got no one to throw to. Excuse me. He's got absolutely no one to throw to. I mean, when you drop that, absolutely insanity. 3rd and 2 coming up for Denver in this 2-minute drill, which has taken about 40 seconds off the clock to go about 10 yards. So not great. I'm losing my voice. I need to drink more. It's working for my standards. Bit of a look like there might be a blitz coming from Demario Davis. He backs out. Nix, 4 men coming. He'll dump it off. He'll get the first down. They'll get to about midfield. The softest coverage you'll ever see on a 2-minute drill. I mean, give him the 20 yards. I mean, why not? I mean, I get them trying to protect the sideline like that, but the underneath was just wide open. Hydrate yourself. I mean, I've been drinking. Haven't you heard? Demario Davis breaks through, and Nix has to spike it at the floor. 2nd and 10. I am hydrating. And why are you calling me K-Man? That's weird. I'm Kyle. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Kyle. No. No. Call me Kyle Brandish. How about that? Call me Kyle Brandish. You know it is too. Kyle Brandish. That's a good name. That's what you should call me from now on. You know why? Because you can say that I watch Kyle Brandish's podcast and everyone will be like, what? He has a podcast? Where? Bo Nix under heavy pressure. Bo Nix has to throw on the run. And it's... How? Oh my goodness. He dropped the interception. I mean, if you, I'm glad you could kind of sort of see my reaction. But it was, I have a pillow over here. I'm like, I'm about to go scream into this. I mean, I know that was his most on target pass of the night. It was to the other team, and he dropped it. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. He doesn't have anyone to throw to. I mean, that was so bad. 3rd and 10. That was the Honey Badger too. Honey Badger don't drop. Bo Nix dumps it off, not even trying, and somehow he gets the first down. The Saints defense. Wow. The Saints defense is out of control. I mean, absolute insanity. Yeah, he had him dead to rights. And he's just like, I think I'm just gonna go soft on him. I'm gonna see if he steps out on his own. Because football players are notorious for being soft and squishy and don't like taking hits at all. I mean, wow. First the interception and then the easy 5 yards. I mean, not even an effort put into tackling. Saints have nothing to be happy about. Sorry, Firecar. Blitz coming to Nix. Nix under pressure. Nix throws on the comeback. He's got him. He drops it. 2nd and 10, 35 seconds left in this 2-minute drill. The Broncos are moving. I mean, honestly, just put me in. Well, maybe not the Honey Badger. The Honey Badger's a legend, but he did drop that interception. But that was pretty bad. It's not been pretty. Honey Badger's like the only good player on this defense. I'm shocked that he would drop that. That's not something the Honey Badger drops. 2nd and 10. Bo Nix all alone in the backfield. Okay. What? Where was the pressure? What even was that? Why did the Saints drop everything they were doing to run upfield? Oh, we don't need to rush the quarterback. What? I don't even know what that play call was, but it got yard. But why would they play high safeties even? What was that? I can't. That was like an all-time low of defensive play calling there. You only rushed 2, and then they both went the opposite direction of the quarterback. I'm not Greg. I'm Kyle. I'm obviously a Kyle. I mean, can't you see it? I mean, look at my hair. It's such a Kyle haircut. Am I right? I just look like a Kyle. I think Pepper left. I'm surprised they haven't said anything in a while. Hey, it's Elvis Presley. It's New Orleans Presley. Thank you very much. I'm a rockin' man. I'm Kyle. Craig? No. Blitz coming for Nix. Nix rolls to his right. Nix. He's just going to run it again. Oh, and they're going to settle for a field goal. But we already had my full name. You already had my full name. I got to make another one? The initials for Craig instead? And why would I ever spell Craig that way? Even if I was, wouldn't it be with a C? You're getting yourself in trouble, Norm. Getting yourself in trouble. You know too much. Will Lutz, the 52-yard kick, is absolutely drilled. And the Broncos, with a not a half bad 2-minute drill, and they get points on the board. They're up by 2 touchdowns, and 1 missed extra point, I guess. He's just given up for the Saints. All he can hope for is rooting for the Broncos. Broncos country. Let's ride. I'm so happy to be here. All I have to say is one thing. Broncos country. Let's ride. So bad. It was probably one of the worst press interviews ever. Just, Broncos country. And then a year later, Broncos fans are like, don't ever say that again. Never. I'm honestly surprised they didn't keep him as a backup. I mean, he's not serving much use in Pittsburgh, and they had to pay him a ton of money to leave. They're like, we will literally pay you money to get out of our way. Go away. I found that really funny. He's like, we will pay you almost $100 million to leave this team. Go. We do not want you here. Touchback. So the Saints will start their 16-second drill. They were probably just going to take a knee. Okay. Spencer, the blitz has been coming for Rattler, and it's showing because obviously it's Vance Joseph. He brings the blitz. Yards allowed per game through week 6, 284.3 average, 4th in the NFL. Tonight he's got 126. They've been doing a really nice job keeping it clean. Spencer Rattler under pressure. He'll get it off to Alvin Kamara, who nothing there. Just take it to halftime. Shoot. LSU fire car. 2nd and 9. Why do you have Saints and Falcons? Those are places that I've been to watch games. I've actually been to 2 Saints games, now that I think about it, because I did get that scarf from somewhere. I've been to 2 Saints games, both of which the Saints won. So I'm a good luck for the charm for the Saints. Not when I'm watching on TV. But everything on the wall is some sort of merchandise of places I've been. So I've been to Atlanta. I haven't been to the stadium, but I've been to the practice. I've been next to the practice facility. And I interviewed some Falcons players a couple years back. Obviously a Dolphins fan. 1 second. Spencer Rattler drops back. 8 seconds to go. He'll dump one off again to Alvin Kamara. Just take it to the half, please. He calls his last time out. So over here, I gotta get that right. So over here, I got Miami, obviously Seattle. I've never been to Seattle, but someone got that one for me. San Francisco, I got it in San Diego, along with this one, along with that one. So we went to San Diego for a week, and we got some magnets. I got the Dolphins, Chargers, and 49ers one in San Diego, and they just so happened to have a Seattle, and the Seahawks one was also in San Diego, but it was bought by someone who went to Seattle. Then the flag fell again, which who knows at what time that happened. So the Saints will take this to halftime, by the way. So the score is 16-3 going into the half. The Saints should receive the second half kickoff. So, yeah, I mean, I ultimately, I do want to visit every stadium at some point. And I mean, hopefully career-wise, that is what's going to happen. And I mean, there's a lot of really great atmospheres out there, and Caesars is one of the best from what I've heard. I mean, the fans are incredible. So Drew Brees is about to get honored. I'm not going to watch. I have to go make myself another drink before I do that so I can stay hydrated. So I've been to both of these games with the scarves over here were both in London. So Dolphins Jets a while ago was in London. Dolphins Saints also in London. I was at both of those. All of these over here from San Diego. That license plate over there says Real Madrid. Actually, it says my name on it. I just realized that. The secret has been, I'm like, if you really zoom in and really up the res on your camera, you can see what it says on there. My real name, not even my nickname. It's got my full name. I didn't even know it was there. Enhance. This is CISA, which is the Girona FC mascot. So La Liga. The flag that is always falling. This guy over here is FC Bayern München, which is why I said if they have a bad season this year, it's because the flag keeps falling. I got the Funko Pop of Dan Marino, which is currently covered by a blanket. There you go. Now you can see him back there. Got that poster. Got it in Miami. I got it for Christmas in Miami. I have a lot of merch. It's not all up there because not all of it attaches to the wall. I will tell you something fun. There's going to be some more merch. I really hope there's going to be some more merch. If people know me as well as I think they know me, there's going to be some more merch that's going to be on the wall. The wall's going to be even better. It's going to be even more. it shows my impartialness. You went to the Packers Dolphins? I did not. Not that one. I thought Saints Dolphins is in London. I might be mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was. Oh, my bad. Oops. All right, let me check real quick. I mean, the Dolphins and the Saints haven't played for a while. Dolphins, Saints, and London. I do have to go, because I have to fill out my cup. It was in October 1st, 2017. That's right. So the Saints beat the Dolphins 20-0. So I was at that one. So it was in 2017. And then the Dolphins Jets in London, we also lost. I was at the game when Joe Philbin got fired. I believe his name was. I was at that game. Yep. That's the one. I went to those are the two games that I've also been to the Dolphins Jaguars game, the most recent one. I went to the Dolphins and Jags game in London. So that was a lot of fun. I mean, honestly, Tottenham Stadium's awful. I'll tell you about it, but I should make my drink and then I'll be back. So I'm going to disappear. I'm going to check if my mic mutes. Then I'll be back really soon. I'm back. Hi. How's it going? I'm supposed to be like alternating standing and sitting. I don't want to. All right. Howdy. With my... I pushed the wrong button. Oh my god. Hello. Much better. Hi. This is me standing. It's not high enough. Hi. Much better. All right. I'm standing now. Uncomfortably, but they showed the man. That's evil. That's evil. How far away is the well? I don't get many references. I don't get out much. Shaking water. It's Drew Brees. Feeling breezy. Oh, wait, I want to hear this. Nice. How about Drew Brees? He's a legend. He will be remembered. I mean, it's a shame he retired. I mean, I know he's so old, but he was so fun to watch. Even when he completely smoked the Dolphins 20-0. But I really enjoyed watching him. I've been to 2 of his games. A lot of fun. I think I've probably been to more Saints games than any other team other than the Dolphins and Jets. Because I tend to go to a lot of Dolphins-Jets games, which are awful most of the time. But I've been to maybe 3 Dolphins and Jets games. And, yeah. 2 Saints games. I haven't been to too many. Too many folks. I've been to enough to know the atmosphere. So has anyone been to Hard Rock Stadium, Miami? Perhaps not. What? Been to Hard Rock Cafe in NYC? That is not the same thing. Something happened in Orlando that I'm just looking at now. It's a live reaction at Orlando City at Inter & Co. Oh, snap. There was arson. Wow. It's interesting. Well, I hope no one was at the game. I was in February 24th. Yeah, I doubt it. There was arson at the Orlando City game, Flares, on February 24th. Yeah. Oh. Trying to read around it. Okay. The thing is that the last name, the person who's getting arrested, sounds very familiar to me. I'm like, uh-oh. Nah, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure there's no relation. It's a very common last name. So let me tell you, whenever you do go to Hard Rock Stadium, there's no parking. There's absolutely no parking. So you don't know them? Doesn't matter. There's absolutely no parking. So like you have to walk. Okay, so here's the deal. So if you go to the tailgating, which is so hard to get into, it's so long. We don't bother. So normally you go out to the schoolyard. So there's this one schoolyard about 30 minutes away from the stadium, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's absolutely absurdly far. There's this one schoolyard. There's a school, and they let you park in the back. So you go back there, you'll find a few Dolphins fans. They chill. They know the spots. You walk out. Then you have to walk about 30 minutes to get to the stadium. On the way, the only stop that you can get food or go to the bathroom is like this one like Walgreens or something that's like right down the it's like in the middle, like 15 minutes down the road, like, and there's like nowhere to go to the restroom, like absolutely nowhere. Like until you get to the stadium, it's the Walgreens and it's packed every single time. Pretty sure it's a Walgreens. It might be a Walmart. Or a random gas station. I don't remember. Could be a Wawa. I just pretty sure it starts with a Wa. But the parking is ridiculous. Hard Rock Stadium is a beautiful stadium when it's not overrun by opposing fans, because turns out people enjoy summer vacations. They enjoy the summer vacations in Miami. So whenever, even like when I went to the most recent one in February, it was late January for the awful Dolphins-Bills game. I was there for that one. Not fun. You and Julio? I don't know who that is. Used to hang out there. So is your real name? No, I'm not gonna make the joke. It's a bad joke. It's an inside joke anyway. All right, I made myself laugh. It's fine. Whoa, all right, listen up. This is the first time with 100+ rushing yards and 100+ passing yards in a first half since 2020, Week 7 versus the Chiefs for the Broncos. This is crazy. New Orleans Saints, through the first 2 games, they had 91 points and a 2-0 record. Since then, they've had 79 points and an 0-4 record. Ooh. So if you're wondering what the joke is, Pepper, is like, is your real name actually Juan? Because there's an ongoing joke between mostly family members and a few friends of mine, where it's just like, where we always have fun with this one thing that I don't even know how it started. It wasn't me, but it was like there's this taqueria that opened in Orlando, and it was called Juan and Julio's, and we're like, that is the most like stereotypical Mexican restaurant ever, like most stereotypical just Spanish restaurant, but it's like taqueria. It's Juan and Julio's taqueria. Like, what do they serve there? And like on their menu, they have the weirdest stuff. Some weird. We didn't eat there because it was like, this is not a Mexican restaurant. That's how you know it's a Spanish laugh. You don't put an H. Mm-mm. That's how you know it's a Spaniard. It was just hilarious. So it was just so random, like, welcome to Juan y Julio's Taqueria. ¿Cómo está? ¿Está bien? Yeah. I'm like, so which one of you is Juan and which one of you is Julio? Oh, they do not actually live here. Who opened this singular restaurant? It's so weird. So every time I like see Julio was like, is your brother's name Juan? It's just a ridiculous joke. Like, that is the most Mexican restaurant name ever. Juan y Julio, welcome to Juan y Julio's Taqueria. ¿Cómo está? So like since then, it's just been like this gimmick between everyone. So it's gone now. It only lasted about a year, which is sad. But I mean, the food looked horrible, so I don't blame them. But so we just passed by it. Hey, look, for those that do know that have been to Florida, it's right. It was nearest to the Teak, to that one sports burger restaurant, the Teak on. I'm blanking on the name of the place right now. It's in that little apartment area where there's if you know, you know. So if you're from Orlando, there's a restaurant called Teak. There's a penalty. I thought there was. They're not going to call it, and that'll be incomplete. There should have been a false start on New Orleans. So meanwhile, I've been talking about all this stuff. The Saints had the ball. They started playing. They took 40 seconds to go 3 yards and are now punting. So you're not missing anything. Don't worry about it. I would tell you if anything huge happened. Yeah, so those that have ever been to the Central Florida area, it was like right near the Teak. Another popular restaurant around there is the Brick and Spoon. And not sponsored by either of those, obviously, but both pretty good restaurants. Depends on the day. And this is a punt returned to the 34-ish yard line where Bo Nix will start his drive. So for those that are watching, if you ever want a nice, reliable sports bar in Central Florida to go to, a solid bet is either Teak which is a very good one for Duffy's. Those are the two big ones. I like Duffy's. They got a lot of help. The food is meh, but they you don't go for the food. It's like most sports bars. You don't go for the food. Like, same thing with Teak. They have good burgers, but it's like you don't go there for the burgers. Go there for the TVs. There's more TVs at Duffy's than Teak, so you go to Duffy's. So if you're ever in the Orlando area, Central Orlando area, you want to watch some sports on a Sunday afternoon, need a good place for lunch, Duffy's Sports Grill. And that is a run right up the middle for about he's still moving those legs. He'll get about 14 on the play. It's Williams yet again. Williams is just absolutely running all over the Saints. There was a missed tackle in the backfield. There's one missed tackle, two missed tackle, three missed tackle, and it takes 5 or 6 guys to take him down. The lack of skill on this defense has kind of been lacking. Disappointing. 1st and 10. I'm already almost finished with this. I just made it. Hand off to Jaleel McLaughlin. McLaughlin will go for about 6 on the play, 2nd down. They're averaging about 5 yards a run. They have to be. They're just, why ever would you throw the ball? This is crazy. This is the best running game we've seen. That was Esteem. Sorry, that was the rookie out of Notre Dame. This is the best running game we've seen out of Denver in a long time. Like, they're just handing the ball off. It goes 6 yards, and like, why do we have to pass the ball even? Like, why? Just mix it up? What's the strategy behind it? Just run the ball 3 or 4 times and you're in the end zone at this point. There's no resistance. It's a shovel. Speaking of no resistance, oh my goodness, that was almost a touchdown. And Jaleel McLaughlin, for real this time, broke through, and Tyrann Mathieu had to make an incredible tackle to prevent the touchdown. It was just a small little shovel. McLaughlin makes a pretty cut, and he's in the open field. And the only one left was Mathieu by the ankles. Saints are keep catching some breaks here. They keep catching some breaks, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the Saints here. Dennis Allen's defense has not lived up to the expectations. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Denver driving deep. They're just going to run it again because why not? Williams, oh my goodness. He says, get out of my way. He'll only get a yard, but it was a mighty impressive yard. It was a nice little yard there. I have to be really careful because everyone's asleep. So I'm like, I feel like I'm being too loud. So I'm like, oh my goodness, touchdown! Like waking up half the neighborhood. There wasn't actually a touchdown. Like, I wake up half the neighborhood. They're like, seriously? I've only ever gotten one complaint, and it hasn't even been this year. So I think that's pretty good. Pretty good record. 2nd and 9. Nix throws. Oh, dangerous pass. He'll get about 5 though. Although he is dragged back, but that was Mims. But I think they'll give him the positive spot there. Give him about 5. That was my neck. Are you a night owl usually? Absolutely. I've been called a morning person because I am, how do I say this? I do more work in the morning, like more like schoolwork and stuff and like actual like professional work, but I stay up so late at night. Like, my average sleep time is 1 a.m. like every day. But when I do commentaries, I'm up until 5 a.m. So, but I do tend to sleep in later. Oh, almost a touchdown. He threw up a jump ball to Lil Jordan Humphrey, and it was probably Kool-Aid McKinstry breaking that one up. No, it was Taylor, Avante Taylor. So the Broncos, guess what? Breaking news, they're settling for a field goal. And he just kind of threw a jump ball up. He's like, maybe my receiver can make the move, and he almost did. Good job by Avante Taylor breaking that pass up. So, yeah, I've been called a morning person in the past because I am productive in the morning once I have, caffeine. But after that, I'm least productive from the hours of 4 to 5. The field goal is good. The Broncos head up 16, 19-3. Denver has the lead. Such an awful game. just really bad. But at night, usually I just stay up later. To stay up until 5, like I do during commentaries, I do have some caffeine, like before I get on the commentary, but not much. Well, I lie. It's a lot. It's a normal amount. Yeah. Sleep is for the weak. It's a terrible lesson. Just who needs to sleep? I mean, I still get a very solid amount. I get a normal amount of sleep for someone my age. I just invert it. Most people like my age, they go to bed at like, I'm going to bed at like 9. Wake up and then again back at 9. I'm like, I can't do that. If you sleep, I judge you. Like Aaron, judge me. I know. I mean, I get a good amount of sleep. I just kind of like when I do these commentaries the next day, but because I have this weird thing where I do not naturally wake up. It might be like a guy thing, but if I don't have an alarm set, and because I don't keep my phone in my room because it buzzes overnight with emails and stuff, I do not put my alarm on. So I will just, if I wake up, I'll be like, oh, cool. And then I'll just turn over and go back to sleep. Like someone actually has to come in and be like, it's time for breakfast, get up. And it's like, I just do not wake up naturally. So it's an issue. So like on these days, most of the time people let me sleep until lunch almost, or like past lunch. We eat lunch late. So it's like 2:00 by the time I'm up. So I go to bed at 5, wake up at 2. I mean, that's 8 hours. That's 8 hours. That's a normal amount of sleep. 8 hours. That's like on average. It's always 8 hours, no matter what. Cheerio, right? In January 2006, the Saints hired my guy, Sean Payton. 2006, they drafted Drew Brees. 3 years later, Super Bowl time. And then after that, things started to go wrong because he got suspended. Great movie about that if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, wow. Great movie. Will McMahon saved the Packers? If he does not get sued first, absolutely. McManus is a great kicker. He was good in Denver. He was all right in Jacksonville. He was much better in Denver. He was one of the tops in Denver. They have Drew Brees. They have Drew Brees in the booth.
Life after football, you can't play football anymore. You got to pick up the pickleball paddle. A lot of family time coaching high school football and Pop Warner. Got to give a shout out to the SFC Eagles and LCC Pop Warner. We're down the stretch here in the playoffs, so honestly, that's filling a lot of my time.
Oh, that's great. Your team will be.
Gotta love Drew Brees. Still, don't unmute your TV. I just wanted to see what he said. Listen to me. You don't need them. Nice little, no, not really, 2-yard run for New Orleans. You haven't seen it? No! It's such a good movie. It's actually really good. It's got that one guy. I think I'm forgetting his name. Sean Payton's actually in it, though. He's in it as like a cameo. He's the janitor. Movie about. Just look into the camera. Hello. About Sean Payton. Suspension. Boom. Home Team. It's called The Home Team. It's starring Kevin James. So Kevin James is Sean Payton. So it's a really good movie. It's on Netflix. I mean, not sponsored by Netflix or anything, but I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, I would check it out. It was a good movie. It's called The Home Team, starring Kevin James. Talks about what Sean Payton did when he got suspended for that year for for the paying his players to hit harder, basically. Spencer Rattler drops back to pass. Blitz coming. Rattler has to throw it at the ground towards Kamara. Flags are flying. 9:03 remaining here in the third quarter. Therefore, that only means we have 24 minutes and 3 seconds left of suffering. Pepper, was it you that said that this very well could be the best game of the week? Was that you on Monday who said that? The house that built that the house that Drew built. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, they're all in celebration. Never. There was one of the you three. One of you three said it's like, who knows? It might be a good game. Might be the best one of the week. And I'm pretty. You stayed the longest. You're still the longest staying. I mean, be proud. You out of the tree. It does. I'm pretty sure you're like, who knows? I bet that it could be the best. Yeah, we have fun here. We got the trio. We got Boat Nerd who likes baseball more, Firecar who just can't bear watching his own team, and Pepper who likes gambling, doesn't actually care what's happening. And Norm, who disappeared. It's just me and you and me. I think about you day and night. I can't sing too closely or I'll get copyrighted. I forgot about that. Bo Nix darts one up the middle. A beautiful throw towards Kroll for the first down. About midfield. Good throw. I know. Pre-game, Drew Brees is wearing his old jersey as he stormed onto the field. He's got his Hall of Fame jacket. I mean, hey, if nothing else, it's the day of Brees. And I mean, what other day would you do it when you have your old head coach in the house? 1st and 10 coming up for Denver at the New Orleans 46.5-yard line. Toss to McLaughlin. McLaughlin will go for about 6. There's just no stopping him. And considering how what's the word I'm looking for? Meh this running back unit for the Broncos is, it's really embarrassing for the Saints team. It is not good. Like, they should not be running for this many yards at all, under any circumstance. It's just been really disappointing to watch this team, to watch this defense in general. Disappointing. 2nd and 4 coming up for Denver at the 40.5-yard line of New Orleans. Handoff to Williams. Williams trucks forward. We'll get about 3.5. What's your favorite song, Pepper, since we're talking about songs? No, what's worse? The Saints' performance on Breeze's big day at the Cowboys. I enjoyed that so much. It was such a fun game to watch. Like, hey, look, the Lions scored again. Like, and again. And the Cowboys haven't scored once. What a good game. Third and 1 coming up for Denver. Nix rolls to his left. It's a design run. Nix got it and more. Nix turning on the Jets to the 10, the 5. What a run by Bo Nix. He says, I can't throw any picks if I don't pass it. 1st and goal coming up for Denver with 6:30 remaining here in the third quarter. A beautifully designed run there. Fantastic. I mean, just right through the gap, great blocking, and then Nate, I mean, that's hilarious. He's like, I don't have to throw. I can't. It's physically impossible for me to throw picks if I don't throw the ball in the first place. And that's just the way that's just the way they're winning. And it's showing adaptability, which is really great for them. 6 minutes remaining. 1st and goal from the 5. Mims in motion. Handoff to Williams. Williams is into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. And there's the 20-point marker. So that means that the Saints officially have a really bad defense because the Broncos have scored more than 20 points. That is Wow. I mean, that wasn't even a hard 5 yards either. Just the handoff, and then, I mean, he didn't even take the obvious cut. He just ran it right up them. Like 5 people. He went through 5 defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. There's 6. Yeah. It's just bad. The extra point from Lutz is up, and it is drilled. A 23-point Broncos lead. Sean Payton's saying, I still own this team, whether I'm the coach of it or not. Man. Favorite song is so many throughout history. My first fade that got me into music was Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Were you 8? No, I'm kidding. Right now, I'm all about seeing the world. Okay. Female. I'm so much of a man. I'm too old for any of them. I'm so ancient. Like, my favorite songs are from Queen and, like, Bon Jovi. Sorry, John Bon Jovi. And Sir Elton John. Like, my favorite songs are, like, ancient people. I'm just so old. I'm old. You know that reference? Love Queen. Did anyone get the reference? I'm old. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. No? All right. Yeah, that's fair. It's a pretty discreet reference. It's from Friends. It's what Joey does in one of the episodes. I'm old. So I do it every time I say that I'm old. I mean, hey, my nickname in school wasn't Grandpa for nothing. So did you ever zoom in on the license plate, by the way? Did you ever get to see what my name was? I just put my hand like here so you can't see it. Trying to angle this better. Yeah. It's a great show. I'm old. You can't zoom in? It's just that bad of quality. I can read it. I can read it as it is. If I look close enough, I can read it. Because of these glasses. I can still read it. Yeah, you just got bad vision. I gotta cover it. Hi. How's it going? Get to look at me from a side profile. You don't get to figure out what my name is. I mean, really not that hard. I mean, it's not a secret. It's Elvis Presley. Rockin' man. Oh, thank you very much. It's Elvis Presley, everybody. Don't stop me now. That's fair. Gotta love Don't Stop Me Now. I mean, really, all of them. Queen's the king, in a sense. Absolutely. So this game has been lopsided. Gotta say, it's been pretty much wow. And Will Lutz goes for a squib kick instead of a normal return, and that goes to about the 19. That's fair. I do say it in the older videos, I'm pretty sure, because I don't think I started going by RSquared for a while. Like, it had to have been the really old ones, the ones where I was like a child, to be able to tell. Longest stretch without quarterback picked since first common draft, 1967, 12 to 150. These are the two quarterbacks playing right now. Obviously, 12 is much better than 150. Blitz coming for Rattler. Rattler under pressure. Rattler gets out of it. Rattler throws incomplete. Yeah. I mean, you can see it right over there. It's this hand right over here. This license plate. Ooh, you see it? That's the one. But I'll block it for you. If you want to call me Kyle, you can call me Kyle. Even your dad calls you Pepper? That's wild. That's wild. So you're just Pepper. So you can go ahead and freely say your real name. I'll still call you Pepper. Mostly because I'll forget. Blitz coming from Denver. Rattler throws. He's got him. He's short. 3rd and 1. Hey, I mean, that's a very solid name. At least I know you're a dude now. You gave it away earlier, accidentally. I wasn't sure. I mean, I assumed, but it's not good to assume. Derek Carr watches on the sideline as his team struggles. We'll give it to 21, who is somebody. And I'll go for a first down. This is Jamal Williams. Mr. Pokemon. Anyone seen that? So it's an interesting clip. Did you just say Pokemon? It ain't Pokemon. What you talking about? That's a good one. The Broncos have a 23-point lead. 4:45 remaining in this third quarter. Blitz coming again, and it's another dump off. 284. I'll go for about a gain of 9. Soon enough, people are going to start shortening Pepper, and it's just going to be Pep. You just wait. People start getting sick of it, and they're like, Pep, what's up, Pep? And that's a handoff to Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams has a nice carry up the middle to about midfield. And the Saints finally look like they're starting to produce some sort of life. People get to know you long enough, they start shortening your name. Unlike me, who I do. I'm. It's all in here. Play action. Rattler rolls to his right. Rattler under pressure. He'll just slide for about 3 yards. Flag on the play. Yeah, my name keeps getting longer. Like the people I know from school, they just sent me a picture the other day, and my name is like it doesn't even fit on their screen. It's that long. Like it is insanely long. This is Kyle. Kyle. Yep. It's one syllable. My full name is. It's like 5. Not even full name. It's just it's 4, I believe. I have to clap. I don't. Yeah, it's 4. So it's not particularly long. It's 2 if I get nicknamed, which is often. But then at some point, my nicknames become more like long, like, this is my full title. It's crazy. Like, it's almost a paragraph. Like, I saw my contact information from someone else today. It was like just a paragraph long worth of my name. I'm like, what is this? 1st and 25 after double penalties on New Orleans. Got to keep it clean. They had a false start and then a holding. It was a holding, then a false start, technically. 84 in motion for New Orleans. Rattler drops back to pass. He'll head towards that way. That was Moreau, I believe. Nope, Tipton. I don't know these random players. It's Tipton. 2nd down. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Guess what that means? 18 minutes remaining of suffering. Woo! This game's so awful. Rattler trying to go hurry up. They have to at this point, even though they have 15 minutes. 18 minutes. Cedric Wilson, the former Miami Dolphin, fins up. Not him. We did not like him. I remember how many times I've talked with my dad, who's like the more diehard Dolphins fan of the two of us. I'm more of a sports fan than him, but he's more of a Dolphins fan than me. He's always me and him are always like, why is Cedric Wilson our 3rd wide receiver? Who is this guy? Like he only gets targeted once a game. Who is he? Like just the entire time that he was with the Dolphins. It was just, who is this guy? He's done more in this game for New Orleans than he ever did as a Dolphin. I don't even think he caught a touchdown as a Dolphin. Spencer Rattler under a lot of pressure, and he'll be sacked. Dropped. So, they are currently at, wait, hold up. I want to see the number. This is gonna be a high number. It is 3rd and something. It is 3rd and a lot. 3rd and a mile. 3rd and quite a bit. They're not showing it. 3rd and 34. 3rd and 34 coming up for New Orleans. And guess what? They're at the 34-yard line. Their own 34 yard. No, I'm kidding. They're at their own 26. And they went for a screen, and the screen is actually going a relatively long way. They got him about 15 of those yards back, and guess who it was? It's Bob Means, because it's Bub. Bub means, because Bub means what? Bub means 15 yards. 4th and 20, so the Saints will be punting. Breaking news. Back to the Broncos. What a game. What a game. Man, what a genuinely awful game. I'm so sad. I had to commentate on this one because, Ravens-Bucks was on Monday night. It's a good game. It's going to be an exciting one, but I just can't do it. I'm going to be traveling. Pepper, if you're not subscribed to the other one, you should go subscribe because there's going to be a fun video there. There's going to be something fun. I'll even give you a hint if you ask really nicely for it and subscribe. So there's a flag on the punt to Denver. Derek Carr talking on the bench to Spencer Rattler. So a false start on New Orleans, which pushes them back yet another 5 yards. But it actually is a legal formation. They're going to enforce it on the return. So 56 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Wow. Just what a game. What a game. I am glad I am not a Saints fan. Give the hint pretty please, Kyle. All right. You ready for this one? Oh, wait, there's someone else here. No. All right, it's fine. I'll tell you anyway. It's probably just fire car. It's got something to do. So I'll give you 3 words. All right, 3 words, and they're going to be, I guessed it so perfectly. Oh my God, it's probably fire car. I said it was coming back. So the 3 words. There's another person here? Oh my goodness. You guys are just all showing up. I was just trying to tell it to fire car. You can't keep a secret around here. My goodness. All right, so the 3 words are water. So water is one of the words. Hunt is the second word. And feared is the 3rd word. They heard the tease is coming. I mean, everyone shows up when the tease is coming. Okay, so those are the 3 words. Water, hunt, and fear. All right. That's all the hints you're going to get. That's it. I would be so disappointed if it doesn't work because of an internet issue or something. But it's going to come out eventually. Gator hunting. I'm from Florida. Gotta go out and get some gator. Yeah, I'm definitely going gator hunting. All right, let's get it. All those gators that got washed up by the hurricane don't know what's coming for them. Oh, man. Oh, he's angry. Oh, who's a good little crocodile? Oh, man, he's coming at me now. Yeah. Western Houston, Francisco. Wow, that is, those were not the 3 words. John Elway was the first overall pick, traded from the Colts, and Bo Nix. Yeah, only rookie quarterbacks to start a season opener for the Browns, Bo Nix and John Elway. Good company. Bo Nix, first Broncos rookie quarterback to win 3 straight games. Okay. Hey, maybe Bo Nix isn't as bad as we thought. He's keeping up with John Elway. Mostly credit Sean Payton. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. I mean, Sean Payton really just needs a half-competent quarterback. Nix scrambles to his right under a lot of pressure. He'll throw. There's a holding on Denver. He'll get the pass off to Vele. How does Miami have anything to do with the 3 words? Because Cubans are scary? Is that why? Is that why fears apply? Cubans are scary. It's by the water, and they're gonna be hunting me. Like, what? Well, Miami definitely fits all 3 of those words. I don't. I can't. I'm Cuban. It doesn't matter. I can say whatever I want about my own culture. Chris the Nix is Bo Nix's father. She's watching the game. I don't know. I think her husband's watching at home. He left. I think he went to go watch baseball or something. Or went to sleep. The Uno reverse. Flip. I'm from Miami, doofus. I'm messing with you. I am, but I'm messing with you. That's so good. Like, who knows? What could be Cuban? All right, that was pretty good. All right, end of the 3rd quarter, the Broncos lead 26-3. The Saints got. Why did it do that? The Saints have no offense, and the Broncos are all defense, but they're winning by 13. Bo Nix keeping up with the likes of John Elway. Ooh, my bad. I don't think I disconnected my sound. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear? Hello? Okay, thank you. I unplugged one of the 2 of them. I think it was my headphones. They both look the same. The cords look the same. I think I sat on my headphones cord. Make sure they're working again. Hello. Check. Yeah, they're good. I mean, I'm not using them anyway. I know how loud I'm being. Not very. I only use them when like a team's in the red zone or something, because then it's like shouting. Yeah, that narrows the names down. My name very well could be Kyle. It just could stand for something. Like, my name is really Kilena. But yeah, it does narrow the names down for you. It's like, what do you expect? I'm allowed to talk smack about whatever I want, and they're my family. My dad's gonna be so angry if he watches that. My dad's gonna be like, "What'd you say about my side of the family?" Of course, it's also my mom's side of the family as well. But it's like, "What did you say? What did you say?" Nothing. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? I hope that 3rd person isn't my grandmother. She would not be happy. Because I basically called her the one that's. Don't worry about it. I'm sure she won't see it. She won't see it. The Dolphins aren't playing. She won't watch. Abuela. Chancleta, vamos, please. There's a blood moon in New Orleans. Oh, how about that? Very nice. Over the UFO that is Caesar Superdome. Hey, I mean, only cover your ears if you know Spanish. Otherwise, it just sounds like she's just being high pitched. Bo Nix rolls to his right, throws on the run. He's got 84, who could be anybody with the amount of people playing in this game. It's Lil Jordan Humphrey. Lil Jordan. Ooh. Really, whenever I hear, like, at least whenever I hear abuelita with the chancleta, dong. Bo Nix is overrated. I mean, I feel like he's not getting very much love as it is. I don't think he can be overrated anymore. I'm like, there's nothing to be overrated. He's not even rated at all. Blitz coming for Nix. Nix steps up, rolls to his left. Can't. He's swamped and somehow manages to get a yard. Fourth down. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know the feeling. I had to watch the Dolphins-Patriots game all the way through. I mean, we won that game, but still. 4th and 5 coming up for Denver. They're punting it away back to New Orleans. He's unrated. He hasn't done anything with his career yet. Can't say he's overrated. He hasn't done anything. Saints are bringing pressure on the punter. They won't get him. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how I have both of the same teams here who are kind of in very similar boats. Our starting quarterback is hurt and it's ruining us, and we both have 2 wins. Except yours may not be stemming from your starting quarterback. I mean, losing Rashid Shaheed was huge. He was the deep threat for Derek Carr. Derek Carr could just like launch it up and he would mostly catch it. Yeah, at least you had an offense for 2 weeks. Like Miami against Denver last year. At least we had an offense for a week. Then came December. The only hope Miami has in to make the playoffs is if they play really well in December and January. Because if they flip the script and like we're gonna really suck in September, but we're gonna be the best team in the league in December and January, and then they make the Super Bowl easily. But like until they start flipping the script, it's gonna be a little different. December football is Dolphins football. No, it's not. I saw that on a billboard in Miami while we were driving through it. Like, December football is Miami football. No, it's not. It was like a jacket commercial about the Dolphins or something. It was like NFL.com merch with like Dolphin sweaters. It was very bad. Rams, yeah. I mean, they lost Puka, they lost Cooper. I mean, Matthew Stafford hasn't been terrible. Kyren Williams is a beast. I'm a big fan of Kyren Williams. I think he's really promising, but excuse me, it is very hard to win games by handing the ball off and being predictable. I mean, it's working for Denver right now, but it doesn't work against a lot of good teams. A lot of better teams. The better half of the teams. When you run it over and over and over, you have to mix it up, and there's nothing coming from Matthew Stafford. He's got nowhere to throw. Kyren Williams has been great. I mean, he's lived up to everything. Fantasy potential. I have him on my fantasy team. He's been one of my highest scorers. That's how I know he's been great. He's scoring like 2 touchdowns a game. He's doing really well. But he's like it. He's the only player on the Rams. And Matthew Stafford, who can't do anything because he's not throwing anyone. He's got like kind of a similar situation to Bo Nix, but Bo Nix has the defense to back him up. Ooh, that's a tough statistic there, Firecar. New Orleans Saints have been outscored 53-3 in the last 6 quarters. 3rd and 1. Coming up for New Orleans, I think, has the ball. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. No one's going to score. Alvin Kamara has got the handoff. He'll go for about 3 yards. Yeah. Oh, that's bad. ...30-yard touchdown from New Orleans. Okay. He's betting again. So, Firecar, I just remembered what IXL was. How old are you? It took me a minute, but then I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't that... you don't have to say. I know your general age range now. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this red orb? Spencer Rattler throws it to somebody that's Tipton. I don't know. They still make me do it. Yeah. I did it a long time, like maybe 5 years ago, and then I kind of like, this is dumb. I think both me, my teacher, and my mom all said, this is dumb. And we all backed out. Like, we complained, and then she's like, it's okay. I didn't like it very much anyway. I'm like, oh, cool, nice. I don't have to do it then. 3rd and 13. Now would be a great time for that 30-plus yard touchdown. Wait, is this like 30-plus touchdown just in general throughout the game or on this drive? Because this drive is over. Down goes Rattler for a loss of about 10. I'm old. Yeah. It took me a really long time. I'm like, where have I heard that? For the game. This drive's over. 4 sacks for the Broncos. Wow, what an awful performance. I mean, they're just completely wrecking them. Is their punter's name Hayball? What? His name's Hayball. The New Orleans Saints punter's name is Hayball. We have found a positive in this game. We now know that the New Orleans Saints punter, his last name is Hayball. Like, hey, ball, what's good? And then there's a Saints jet pilot holding up a sign that says SOS. That's this kind of situation that they're in with 10:34 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Oh, see you, Firecar. We'll miss you. See you live in a month. But there will be a video on the other one. Bye. Goodbye. So today's all about the names. I mean, there's such weird ones. We have Hayball. We have Bo Nix, which is the shortest name. We have Lil Jordan Humphrey, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Lucas Krull, Audric Estime, Devon Vele. I mean, what are these names? Bub Means. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, let's look for some other ones. I mean, Brian Breesy. I mean, that's a normal one, but J.L. Skinner. He skins people. Malcolm Roach. It's ridiculous. Justin Sternod, spelled like Norwegian spelled Sternod. Sternod. So that's interesting. And then, of course, Matthew Hayball to cap it all off. I mean, just, wow. That's crazy. So I was thinking, I thought about this just a few minutes ago. So you want to hear something interesting? Since Cesar Ruiz got injured, the Saints have not won a game, and they play in Caesars Superdome. Could it be that because Cesar Ruiz is injured that they're losing all these games? Think. And confirm. It's just the deep thoughts. And I look so tired. I gotta keep my glasses on so you can't see my so you can't see the eye line. Wow, I look really tired. Keeping the energy up though, and I'm not like drowsy yet even. Like Samson. Cesar Ruiz for the Caesar Superdome. Yeah. The Saints defense has allowed 485 rush yards in the last 7 quarters. Wow. Hey, good news is that is not as many yards as the Dolphins put up on the Broncos last year. And a great run from Williams. And Williams runs like for about almost 30 yards, I would say. There's holding on the offense. That'll back them up. Take it away. Take away the yards. It was on Adkins, number 45. I do not know who that is either. Saints defense, most in the NFL this season. They allowed 51 points against Tampa Bay, 277 rush yards, and 594 total yards. It's been a disaster, to say the least. It's not been pretty. But hey, good news is that the Broncos have a chance of shattering the rush yards one. They only need 50 more. Not good news for the Saints, but good news for the Broncos. Ooh, I almost fell off my chair. About 10 minutes to go left of this. Such a bad game. This handoff, that's going nowhere. Loss of 3 with Williams. Saints defense blew it up. 2nd down. Coming up. Run. That's thanks. He just gave me a great idea. I'm like, Broncos gallop all over Saints. So on the next commercial break, how about we do some game picks? Because, why not? Might as well throw them out there for the week, since I'm not doing another video. So I got to tell you what I pick. My lowest record has been 9 correct guesses. My highest was 11 last week. I've been very consistent. Bo Nix will throw in the back of the end zone. It's swatted down into the end zone. Whew. And a dangerous throw. And that'll bring up 3rd and 19. Nix is throwing from his end zone. Yeah, so on the next one, I'll give my picks. I've been pretty good. I mean, it's more like a hobby, but I've been rolling on the picks. I did pick the Broncos, though. So, yeah. So the Broncos' next game is against Carolina. Pretty easy, but then they have a tough 3 games, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Atlanta, which, I mean, depending on their play, they could lose all 3 of those. Then they have a couple of easy ones against the Raiders and the Browns. Of course, the Raiders is a rivalry game, though, so you never know what's going to happen. Same for the Chiefs, honestly. And they just hand it off to Williams, who gets a I'm good. I'm not dying. Williams got a nice gain there. About 2. They got 9. Gave him 9 yards. 4th and 10. So the punter is punting from his own end zone. Punt. Pickens. Need to set up a Pickens just to try. Oh. And the punt is up. It's a good one. Goes back to the 40, about a 60-yard punt. And the Broncos are there, but he gets a nice return. He'll get to about midfield. Good starting field position for Spencer Rattler. I could set up a pick 'em once I figure out how to do that. So 8:21 remaining. The Saints have the ball at midfield to start their drive. So wait, can you even start one mid-season? I do not know. But speaking of picks, I'm going to go through them for the week. All right, here we go. All right. Starting with the Patriots and the Jaguars in London. Wow, what did we ever do to the British? You know what? We're going to go speedy. I'm not going to explain all my picks. I don't have time for that. I'm taking the Jaguars over the Patriots. Then as we open up the 1 o'clock window, we have the Dolphins taking on the Colts. And as much as I love the Dolphins, I can't pick them. They just haven't been good enough. I'm taking Indianapolis, though it could be a good game with Miami's defense playing well. Titans, Bills. No way Tennessee is going to win this one. Taking Buffalo. Houston, Green Bay. We got a really good one between the Strouds and the Packers. And you know what? This is probably the game of the week, in my opinion. I know we got Lions, Vikings later, but such a good game. I would love to watch it. I mean, it's going to be so close, but I give the game to the team with the home field advantage. Give me Green Bay. That's so tough to pick. Philadelphia against the Giants. It's a rivalry, but I think the Eagles come out by just a little bit. Then the Lions take on the Vikings in a battle of the NFC North. You know what? It's in Minnesota. Give me the Vikings. The Kings take this one. The Lions take the next one. Then we have the Seahawks and the Falcons. Can the Seahawks defense hold strong? The answer, in my opinion, is no. I have the Falcons going up to 5-2. The Bengals taking on the Browns. Hey, Joe Burrow's got to get a win sometime. I'm taking the Bengals. Panthers and the Commanders. The Commanders are going to smoke them. Goodbye, Andy Dalton. Goodbye, Bryce Young. Hello, Jaden Daniels and Washington. Then the Raiders take on the Rams, which could quite frankly be a very good game considering the level of these two teams. But I think the Rams pick up a win. Give me LAR. Then in a rematch of the Super Bowl from just a couple years ago, this year, the Chiefs taking on the San Francisco 49ers. This one could be tough, but San Francisco has not looked the same. Give me Kansas City. No CMC, no Super Bowl. I'm taking the Chiefs. Still undefeated. So both the Chiefs and the Vikings stay undefeated at the end. Sunday Night Football, Jets, Steelers. You know what? Devontae Adams might add a little. You never know. I'll take the Jets for the first time ever. Ravens take on the Buccaneers. Could be a good one in Tampa, but there's no stopping that tag team of running backs that is Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And I'm taking the Ravens over the Bucs. Then on the later of the Monday Night Football doubleheader between the Chargers and the Cardinals, I'm taking the Chargers. You know what? Why not? 4-2 LAC. All right, I did it. And I only missed one play. It was a 4-yard run. They're going hurry up. Rattler throws to the sidelines. Juwan Johnson going for about 1 yard. Was that respectable, Pepper? I think those were pretty good picks. I may have been talking too loud, though. I feel like I might have woken up the neighbors. Just going to hear like a banging on the wall. Doom, doom, doom. I can basically hear them now. Doom. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Saints. Rattler drops back to pass. Rattler is going to air one out. Almost caught. Cannot be reeled in. That'll be 4th and 5. You go for this. You only have so many drives left. Did you leave, Pepper? You're just typing something really long. Typing me a paragraph. And oh, man. And a Saints fan is holding up a sign that says, help, 2 and 5. And he's mouthing, I don't know what to say at this point. Man, that is sad. I'm seeing the paper bags. 4th and 5 coming up. Rattler in shotgun. Looks to his left, goes through his rotation. He'll shovel it to Kamara in a huge mistake, and he'll be swamped. It'll be Denver football, turnover on downs. The Broncos will take over, 7:25 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Can this game end already? Please. Oh, wait, he was making his picks. You got the Pats? All right. Indy? Yeah. Bills? Yeah. GB? Yeah. Philly? Yeah. Vikings? Yeah. Falcons? Yeah. Really? Browns? Interesting. You got Deshaun Watson? You think he's finally going to score a touchdown to break the more touchdowns than... Wait, have you seen that? Wait, I'll explain in a minute. Commanders? Yeah. Raiders? Yeah, right. That's respectable. Chiefs? Yeah. Jets? Yeah. Really? Bucks? Interesting. Bucks and Cardinals at the end? Really? The only reason I picked the Ravens is because we haven't seen a team be able to stop Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. They're just too good. It's just too overpowered. It's just really strong. So there's a post on Awful Announcing. I don't know if you follow them on X, formerly known as Twitter, but they're so good. But their entire thing is pointing out awful sports stuff, like facts. But my favorite one of most recent times being that Deshaun Watson, as of a few days ago, officially has more settled lawsuits than touchdowns as a Brown. It's so funny. Wait, what? He has 24 settled lawsuits and only 23 touchdowns as a Brown. It's so good. I'm like, that's ridiculous. He's so bad. I'm like, hey, 2 more touchdowns. The thing is, after he scores 2 more touchdowns, boom, there's another lawsuit. They just keep coming. At some point, you got to ask, how many times did he get a massage? No, I'm just Yeah, it was insane. They're so funny. They point out the weirdest stuff. They mostly spend their time making fun of Tony Romo, which is always fun. But you never have to make fun of Tony Romo when you come on over here instead of listening to him if I'm ever commentating on a 1 o'clock game. But it's kind of difficult because I don't own this house. Thursday night football next week. It's Vikings Rams. Hope you all enjoy it. Watching the Vikings beat down on them. Let's go Vikings. Maybe. Wait. You're not a Vikings fan. Never mind. Boo Vikings. Bad Vikings. Very bad. Bo Nix. Tony Romo is the second best commentator. What? Do you think so? Wow. I agree with you on the number one. Thanks. But I've always found Tony Romo to. I mean, he does a good job projecting the plays. And he's good at predicting the plays, but really he just can't speak. He doesn't form coherent sentences. And it really doesn't help that Jim Nantz mocks him. Jim Nantz is always like, "Oh, isn't that right, Tony? You said it again." But they're not a great combo together. I mean, of course, Al Michaels is always going to be a legend in the game, and everyone in the commentating world, which I'm relatively involved with, shockingly, mostly the younger ones, but they were always saying how Al Michaels is like, he's a legend. He's old, but he's a legend. Like, we'll always respect him. He's a great commentator. Just he needs to retire. He's old. Kirk Herbstreit's got a big. Everyone agrees that Kirk Herbstreit's got a big for the next 30 years. He is the one on now, along with Kirk Herbstreit. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk Herbstreit's just a young guy. He's got a lot of talent. He's durable. I mean, he does so much to be at these games. He goes from TNF to College Game Day, and then in the span of a few hours, he gets on a plane from College Game Day to go to another game to commentate on for college. He's crazy. He's insane. He's so dedicated. That's why people in the world really respect Herbstreit. Most of the Sunday commentators, people really loved Greg Olson. I included. I really like Greg Olson because you could just hear how much he loves playing football and how much he just loves the sport. Hand off to number 23. It's a fumble, and the Saints are going to get the ball. Yep, Saints are going to get the ball on a fumble from Estime. And so the Saints will recover what is probably a pointless fumble in the first place. They're just delaying the inevitable. And this game is going to keep going. That is a clean fumble, in fact. Yes, the Saints will get the ball. Great. This game's never ending. It's never going to end. But Greg Olson just really loved the sport, which is why people like him. Kevin Burkhardt was, I know, the award for least. Wow, it's a fumble. I think that probably goes for the least exciting fumble reaction ever, too. It's like, hey, and that's a fumble. Saints have the ball. Wow. That's going to make such a difference in this game. But Greg Olson really loves the game. Kevin Burkhardt is just, I mean, he's never been like the top tier. Like, that's always, like, Joe Buck is incredible. I mean, all respect to Joe Buck. We love Joe. Everyone in the community is like, Joe is great. We love Joe. Troy Aikman is a little, what was the word that my friend used? He called Troy Aikman full of himself, basically. Not in those words, but he called him full of himself. And he's like, he's always saying that I was so much better at this and I would have done this. And like, he's more, yeah. And the Sunday Night Football crew, everyone agrees the Sunday Night Football crew is awful. Like, they're all like, Mike Tirico. Like, that was it for a while. It was just, Mike Tirico. Just people fuming over, like, Mike Tirico being the commentator for Sunday Night Football. It was like, who? And people have mixed feelings about Chris Collinsworth. Some people love him. Some people are like, his voice just hits that note that agitates me beyond measure. Like there's a he doesn't have a pleasant commentating voice. Like people don't enjoy, a lot of them just don't enjoy his voice. He's a good commentator. People just don't enjoy his voice. And then the CBS crew is people just feel like it doesn't work. They don't work as a team. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. A lot of people do not like Tony Romo because he doesn't seem to have the football knowledge outside of a quarterback perspective. But he's been very solid. You've missed nothing in the Saints-Broncos game, by the way. Like, absolutely. They've gotten like 5 yards. 2nd and 10. Blitz coming towards Rattler. Rattler under pressure. Rattler will be stripped and picked off, and that's going to the house. That's a pick 6. And the Broncos, if it wasn't sealed, he backs into the end zone. If this game wasn't over now, it's over then. Spencer Rattler's injured too. And the Saints fans are not happy. And so for the first time this year, the Broncos have scored more than 30 points. Wow. I mean, he just take a sack. Like, for the love of all that is holy, just take a sack. Take a sack. Don't even try. When there is a guy putting all of his weight on you, do not throw the ball away at that point. Like, you could try to make a play if he's not fully on top of you, but that guy was on him. And then it got intercepted and then just taken to the house. I mean, it doesn't even make much of a difference. The Broncos have a 30-point lead after this extra point. What a game. What a game. Wow. So awful. Just end it, please. Spencer Rattler was a little shaken up at the end of that one, too. So the Broncos lead 33-3. There's 3s on the board. Most of them field goals. I mean, I'm so done. Wow. Man. I don't even know what to say. It's just so bad. But yeah, there's a lot of really good commentators. Of course, people are always beating up on, some of the secondary ones. A lot of people don't like the Mark Sanchez group, him and what's his face. Mostly because it's Mark Sanchez, but that's I most of my community lives in Miami, and they're all like, Mark Sanchez is so bad. Like he was a better player, and that's saying something. They're always like beating up on Mark Sanchez. Everyone loves Kevin Harlan and Trent Green, which I find really funny because they commentate Dolphins games probably more than anyone else, and people just love the calls that Kevin Harlan comes up with. Because, like, he doesn't even have, I'm Kevin Harlan, and this is my partner, Trent Green. I'm here live from Miami Gardens, Florida, in Sunshine, Miami. As the Miami Dolphins get set to take on the New England Patriots, I'm Kevin Harlan, that's Trent Green down on the sideline. We have, it's just the way his voice sounds. It's just fun. He's just fun to listen. And then the calls, he's a ghost! Touchdown, Miami! He's got some of the best touchdown calls in the entire league. He's really good. I do like Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. I mean, they're not the number ones, but I just love I'm Kevin Harlan. This is my partner, Trent Green. We're live from Miami Gardens, Florida. So we get ready for the Miami Dolphins to host the New England. That one. I'm not going to do it all again, but I'm just showing off my Trent Green, my Kevin Harlan voice. But Kevin Harlan's great, yeah. There's a lot of people that respect most of them. Like myself, I respect a lot of them because ultimately they're getting paid. They're doing a good job. But there are definitely some where it's like, compared to the others, you're lower than the others. So yeah, what a bad game. What a bad game. 33-3, and there's still 4 minutes left. If you have any questions regarding anything sports related that could possibly take me off the subject of this game, go ahead, please type it in the chat. I'm done. Like, this is not worth it. I mean, I know it's my last time for a while that I'm doing a live stream, and I will miss you all dearly. There'll be some fun other ones with the 3 names: Water, Hunt, and Fear. That'll be interesting. I'm hungry. Yeah, there's nothing to eat. Whoa, that's a nice practice facility. The Broncos have unveiled their new practice facility, and it's nice. That's actually a very nice looking facility there. Fancy. As they say in England, it's very posh. And it's a handoff to Williams, and Williams goes for about 15 on the play. Good job keeping him in bounds. So the clock goes down faster. There's the bags. And there are Saints bags, plastic bags that say "Life After Drew" in an unhappy face, and the eyes are the Saints logo. That's not and there's an injury, so the game's gonna pause anyway. All right, injured Bronco on the play. Hope he's all right, but sports questions. You ever golf? Mini golf? Yes. I do mini golf. I do not do regular golf. Well, I guess I do top golf, but that's it. Yeah, top golf's like this sporting range. This golf range where it's like basically you hit it as hard as you can and see where it goes. You get to practice like for real golf, but not. So I do golf, mini and top, but otherwise no. And I don't really know anything but where Tiger Woods lives. I know where he lives. I pass by him all the time. I'm like, hey, look, that's where Tiger Woods lives. I think that's where, I'm pretty sure that's where he lives. He lives in that really expensive neighborhood in Orlando, or near Orlando. But it's like, yeah, he just lives in that. You always pass him, you're like, it's the fancy place. Like, it's where Tiger Woods lives. Somewhere in there. But I have golfed. Do you golf, Pepper? I know where Tiger Woods lives. That means when I see him in person, I don't have to ask his address. Just be like, sir, what's your address? I can just go, I already know where you live. I don't actually have to do that. Don't have to go through the whole stalker thing. I'm like, I already know where you live. It's really well advertised. And that goes incomplete. 3rd and 1, 3:21 remaining here in the game. Yeah, I know that. What is his name? Scotty Scheffler got arrested. That was a big thing for a while, and then he went on to win it or something like that. Scotty Scheffler's like the new Tiger Woods. There's a lot of going backwards happening for Jamal Williams, and he still doesn't. Sorry, that was Willis, and he still doesn't get the first down. Miller, sorry, I got it wrong so many times. Miller trying to get the first down and cannot. 4th and short. Coming up for New Orleans, it is getting like colder and colder in here. I don't know why I insist wearing short sleeves and shorts, and Spencer Rattler will tuck it, go 2 yards, and get the first down. Why I insist on wearing short sleeves and shorts in an environment that is usually below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. I assume everyone here is in Fahrenheit. I have to check. 50 Fahrenheit. And it's so cold. I don't know why I do it. Spencer Rattler under pressure. He escapes a sack, stays alive. He'll just take it himself. He'll go for a slide. And he stayed in bounds. If they wanted a chance to do something, he would have gone out of bounds, but no one really cares at this point. They do not have to take a snap before the 2-minute warning. And I hope that they do not. Oh, this game's so bad. 2nd and 5. They do anyway. Hand off to somebody. It's going nowhere. 3rd and 5. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning, assuming they don't really hurry up. And they're not going to take them. This is the 2-minute warning. Denver Broncos 33, New Orleans Saints 3. I'll be wrapping up during these final 2 minutes since the game's over anyway. Always fresh on everything. Sleeves, pants, people. I don't know. I don't know. People like, you wear that outside? But the thing is that when I go like outside to like meetings and stuff, they're always like, they're like, you're wearing like the really poofy jacket. I'm like, I'm from Florida. What do you want from me? But like underneath, I put pants on over my short stuff. I put a big jacket, zip it up. I'm like, I'm still wearing short sleeves. You just can't see it. Sunday night football this week is Jets and Steelers. That could be interesting-ish. Depends on which Aaron Rodgers we get. Do we get Packers Aaron Rodgers or do we get Jets Aaron Rodgers? Pre-Achilles or post-Achilles? 3rd and 5. Here's the 2-minute warning. There's a sign from a Chiefs fan in the audience that says Al Michaels and TNF rules. That's funny. But I rule more, so come over here, not with them. And Tipton drops a pass, 4th and 5. There's a flag. One minute, 56 seconds. That's all that's left. It's pass interference on Denver, 1st down. So thank you so much for coming by, Pepper. You've stayed the longest. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. There's going to be a little bit of a hiatus of sort, a little bit of a break. There will be videos going on the other one that you sub to. Blitz coming for Rattler. Rattler throws under pressure. He's got Tipton for a gain of 9. So it'll be fun. Try to make what you will out of the 3 words: water, hunt, and fear. So yeah, it'll be fun. Rattler was down for a while after taking that hit at the end of that one. Timeout. Excuse me. Oh, Rattler's on the sideline. Who's in the game? I completely missed it. I'm like, who's even in the game? 1 second. It's Jake Heiner. Jake Heiner, the other Fresno Stadian on the crew. Jake Heiner, he's been around for 2 years now. He's out of Fresno State. He was brought in as like somewhat of a pupil under Derek Carr. And he's 1 of 1 so far, and a nice little throw there. He's 1 of 2 now because he's about to throw an incomplete pass, even though it hasn't happened yet because ESPN's ahead of me. 2nd and 1. Heiner steps up, and that wasn't even his fault if you saw that. If you were watching that, Miller had it, and he just simply like swats it at the floor. Heiner hits him perfectly, and he's like, I don't know what a ball is. It's not like I do this for a living. I mean, that's so bad. Was I supposed to catch that? Jake Heiner had a 68.1% completion percentage, which is a school record at Fresno State, better than Derek Carr. 3rd and 1, and David Carr, because I'm pretty sure they went to the same college. 3rd and 1 from the Denver 29-yard line. Heiner under a lot of pressure. He dumps it off. He'll get a nice gain, a nice move from Cedric Wilson, doing more than he's ever done with the Dolphins. I don't know why I paused there. 1st and 10. This game's awful. There's a timeout. First timeout, for they have all their timeouts. No. Okay. They have all their timeouts. Except for the one they just used. And Denver has all their timeouts as well, except for the one they just used. So each team has 2 chances to stop the clock in a minute 25. Wow. What a game. What a game. All right. Excuse me. That's how you know it's getting late. How it started and how it's going. First 2 games. 44.5 points per game, 2-0 record, and 14.5 points allowed. 0-5 through the last 5 games, 15.8 points per game, and 3.2 points allowed. 91 points, total points scored on them in these last. I completely messed what they said. Touchdown, New Orleans. I missed it, but Cedric Wilson Jr. has officially caught the first touchdown of his NFL career because he never caught one as a Dolphin. And it's from Jake Heiner. They don't even have his name ready to put on the touchdown board. Oh, my bad. Cedric Wilson. I unplugged my headphones again. Everything like popped in my ear. Ow. I'm back. Or at least I'm back from me. Jake Heiner delivers a perfectly thrown ball to Cedric Wilson. So Heiner comes in, puts together a little nice drive to get the Saints a TD before a useless, garbage time, trash TD, but a TD nonetheless. So yeah, thanks for coming out. It's been a lot of fun. Hey, Jake Heiner, loving it on the sideline, getting some congratulations in a losing game. How about that? Maybe just earned himself the starting job for next week, assuming Derek Carr doesn't come back. I don't know what Sean Payton's angry about. Probably about letting Jake Heiner just come in and immediately score a touchdown. First ever drive. I give him the game ball for that. I mean, actually, it should go to Cedric Wilson because he's never scored a touchdown. I do not like. If you couldn't tell, I don't like Cedric Wilson all that much. Sean Payton's a little angry, saying what I don't know what he's upset about. I mean, they're up 33-10. Just let the game play. TD, was it 30 yards? It was maybe. I don't know. It looked a little short. It was 12. It was 12. No, not this time. Not your day, Pepper. Then again, it's only been your day once, and it was on that really weird turnover in the Bills-Jets game where it was a missed field goal. I'm like, well, I guess that counts. That was a weird one. It's too by that much. He only scored once, and it was 18 yards off. I can't even do math. And I'm a statistical analyst, folks. 33-10. Wow. No words to describe this game and it being 4:17 in the morning and me doing this game. Wild. So wild. Okay. Yeah, there will be a video coming probably on Halloween. I'll try to keep updated on my game picks, which I might do like a post in case I don't do a second video. I might do like a post on the section, so be watching for that, or I'll put my game picks on there. But then I will be back as of, which I'll tell you exactly what week I'll be back, where the next commentary will be. I don't think it's going to be that. Not then. So, if I'm lucky, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm lucky, but if there is going to be one, it could be in week 10. Could be week 10 for Lions Texans. I don't think so, though. I think I might be miscalculating. But then, in any case, we'll have Monday the 18th. Should be the next one if I don't even have if I can't get Sunday night on the week 10. It'll be Monday the 18th as the Texans take on the Cowboys. And the onside kick is not recovered. Broncos football should signal the end of the game. So my return date, either way, features the Texans, the Strouds. No matter what, it features the Strouds, whether it's Texans Lions or Texans Cowboys in the battle of the D part. Bo Nix got the game ball. He deserved it. I mean, it was a good game. Good game for Bo Nix and co. The Broncos deserved it. Sean Payton all smiles. First time I've seen that in a while. So it's been a rough game, but I will be disappearing for about a month. And then I will magically return after a little bit. There will be a warning. There'll be a warning. No, so it's either gonna be Texans Lions or Texans and Cowboys the week after that. So either week 10 or week 11 return. Then every week after that there'll be a live stream. Yeah. There'll be a video. You'll get to figure out where it is. It's going to be a crazy surprise. It's going to be. I'm really hoping it goes well. It might take a little bit of editing magic, because if I don't, it could very well last about 4 hours. So with the editing magic, it'll cut down the travel time. So yeah, the Saints are not going to call their timeouts. They're just going to let the game end. It'll be fun. So with that, this game will end. Teams will come rushing onto the field. We stay until the final seconds. Of course, thank you, Pepper, for coming out. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Spending some time with me. See you all in a month for one of the 2 Texans games. Special video on the way, coming out on RSquared's Monday Morning Mayhem. It's on the bottom of this one, on the other channel section. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to that. Count down with me if you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's ball game. The Denver Broncos win 33-10 on Thursday Night Football. I'm shaving. Goodbye. See you, Pepper. See you in a little bit. Bye.